What did Morgan do? Where's Morgan? Where is
I don't
Morgan?
know.
I don't.
It's a take. Oh, yeah, baby. It's a takeover, baby. It's a takeover.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Danny J. Quick in the building for another episode of Top 5 Live. I don't know where Morgan is, but I'm here, Danny J. Quick. We got Javon Stokes down in the corner.
Oh, he showed up.
We thought he was running from the man, Kevin, Afro Avenger Daddy, as they call him.
Oh.
Right here.
That's right.
I'm gonna make sure my lips
all
ain't
right.
chapped just for this. Like, I'll make sure I ain't got no chapped lips. I'll make sure
Down
my
on
lips
the
ain't
bottom, we've got the legendary, the most epic. They call him the most enthusiastic person in comics.
Ooh.
Michael Watson, host of Chat and Draw, rocking the Ace Blade shirt and the Eye of Agamotto. And, of course, co-host from visuallystokedmedia.com, Javon Stokes. How's everybody doing today?
We're
Oh,
good.
okay.
We're good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Blessed.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Super
Fresh
Danny
blessed.
doing his best. Danny doing his best
Philly?
hosting.
I was just we were just on we were just on
We were
before
just
the
on
show.
together. He said, "Hey man, yo, I'm about to start the countdown." Now he
I don't know where Morgan went.
He straight disappeared, bro. Nobody knows.
He said his
Oh.
tablet had problems, man.
Oh, okay, he'll be back then, I'm sure.
What's up, Mike Lancet? What's up, Brad? What's up,
Brad is in
Guido?
the building.
good, Brad.
Yo, shout out to
Yeah,
Mike
man.
Lancet on dropping that
That new issue?
that new issue number. Is it number 6 or number 5?
Number six.
Number 6. I got the comic somewhere here in the comic book store. I don't want to flex on y'all, but I'm gonna do it real quick.
He had to flex.
Here we go.
He
Here
had
we
to
go.
flex.
I'ma do it
I got
real
it in the
quick.
store.
Flexing
Because
already.
we at the
Look
store.
at the store. Look at the store.
You see Master of the Edge right there on the top. That's
We
issue
see
number
you.
1.
We
That's
see
issue
you.
number 1 right there.
Hey,
in the
give us
store.
a spin. Give us a spin. Give us a spin.
All right, so
Real
in the
quick.
rest of the store, y'all see here, we're in the store. We got the comics.
Okay.
Y'all see the 3D screens.
Here you
Y'all
go.
see,
We see you don't bought the spot off of GameStop. I see you, Danny.
y'all see the GameStop spot. Y'all see Ace Blade chilling in the seat, and you see our comics right here up front. You see all the empty spots because they've been selling.
Oh, okay.
There you
All
go.
the empty spots.
There you go.
You see, we got
Preach,
Wakanda
preacher.
Forever. Wakanda Forever on the wall. Okay.
I'm just waiting. I hope you got like a
I mean,
spot.
we gonna
I hope my
flex.
book is up there. I didn't
We
see
gonna
my book when you
flex.
was doing it. I didn't see
We
my
got-
book up there.
We're gonna
I'm just a
flex.
No, we got
I'm
a
a little
special
upset
spot.
right now.
Danny. I
We
mean,
got
you
a
gonna
special
flex,
spot.
My
dog.
book
Yeah,
should be
I
front
mean,
and center, man. What's going on here?
Yo, I'm like Roman
Oh.
Reigns, baby. I'm holding championship
Are we
belts over
flexing?
here.
It's in here, but I don't
Flexing,
know where it's at.
flexing. Dog. Like,
Are we flexing? Kids, get Daddy's comic books. All 28 of them.
hold on, dog. I mean, the
Terrible.
movement. Afro
Terrible.
Avengers, we're gonna flex. They're gonna be in the shot. Hold on, matter of fact.
I can't flex. I can't flex. I'm in a hotel room. So
That's a flex by itself, my man.
oh y'all want to flex? I got y'all flex. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Look at that.
Let's see the view. Let's see the view.
Let's see
Let's
the
see
view.
the view of the city. Oh, he out
Look
the
at that.
window.
okay.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Balcony
Look at that
right
real
now.
flex.
You like, hey yo,
That's
yo,
the
water.
Javon, yo, Javon, your view like Red about to throw you off the balcony for not knowing his hours.
Oh, terrible.
That's my real
terrible.
flex right there. There we go. There we
Okay,
go.
That's a flex, man. You're on you're in the penthouse. Even if you ain't in the penthouse, we're gonna tell people you're in the
Chilling
penthouse.
at MIA right now.
There you go. There you go. He was trying to download that porn.
Finally.
That's what happened.
Finally, hey man, you gotta close out them tabs. Morgan, you
Nah.
gotta close them tabs out, bro.
Hey man,
It's-
that's
it's
too
not
much
that-
bandwidth, man. Playboy
It's-
take up too much of your bandwidth,
Right,
man.
man.
You guys,
You can't be doing a
tone it down.
stream and on, you know what
Nah.
I'm saying, on Playboy at the same time.
Bruh, you cannot
That's
use the
disrespectful.
5 minute. You cannot use the 5 minute countdown to
That's
go
what
Nah.
Steve Harvey said. That's why he on his fifth marriage.
That's why you use your cell phone. Use your cell phone for your porn stuff, bro. Y'all tripping.
It's too much information.
Oh, before we
I
get
mean,
started, guys. Before we get started, I want you, you know,
I just would
Tomorrow,
like you listen. The rules of this show is we keep our clothes on. I just want you to understand.
Oh yeah, no, but
I
you
don't
know
know
what I'm
if
saying.
you
I got
do
to
this.
www.afroavenger.com tomorrow.
Okay,
What have
all
you?
right.
Oh, I got it right here. I got it right here. Let
Do I have
me
your ability
make
to
sure
see Kevin off?
we got my boy Kevin. Y'all know Kevin.
Who said I had
watch-
green screen? I don't appreciate that, man. You think I can
Hey,
afford green screen?
Hey, you know our fans are off the chain, bro. So you might,
I'm a fan, so I'm proud to be here.
Yeah, look. Oh man, my dude put Afro Avenger Daddy. Wow.
Pray for him. Pray for him.
It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Every now and again, you gotta do it. But anyway, yeah. So Kevin, I apologize for being late. My computer literally just shut down as soon as the show got ready to start. It literally
It's
just
all
turned off.
good. Your computer working on color people time. We ain't gonna hold you up to it. You here now?
It was racist. I don't know what.
You got a black.
I want to make sure I get Kevin has his own dope website, Afro Avenger. I will go ahead and point out what I think is the dopest before I let him get to telling us why he wanted to come on, which I ain't gonna say it. This right here, brilliant, good stuff, buddy.
Appreciate
good stuff, buddy. That's
Appreciate
good stuff.
He's sucking up to the guest now because he was.
Does it come in purple?
Me not, suck up to who?
Hey man, listen man, like it would come in purple if Ace Blade and Afro Avenger did like a combined shirt. You know what I mean, like Image and DC. You know what I'm saying, like DC crossover. Amalgamation.
Hey, we can make it happen, but I need
to make it happen.
If it don't come in purple, I can't buy it. That's the rule.
Did he say amalgamation?
Danny, buying you?
Did you say okay, Prince?
Nah, you gotta buy it. You gotta buy it just because that dude just said amalgamation. I mean that was.
Hey, brother, listen, I read that word this morning and pronounced it right, so I'm good. I'm using it all day.
Way to sneak it in there, bro. I like it. So you got to tell us. All right. So what we got the website. Let me make sure I drop the link in here for everybody to go to it, and I make sure I type that joint in too in there. So people just link.
Kyron already started. He said Danny's list is trash.
I'm gonna stop.
It takes no time for him to say that.
I'm gonna stop saying Kyron my list. He's just a hater, bro.
But the reason I'm glad Kyron says it, is because Danny always sends Kyron his list, which is literally one of the rules. It's literally the first rule we came up with is not to reveal your list until the show. And Danny don't care. Danny does not care at all.
I don't only send it so that I can copy it and put it in the paste.
That sounds.
And I know stupid. Kyron ain't gonna share it with nobody.
That makes no sense. That
makes no sense whatsoever.
Hey,
but anyway, I know what he's talking about because like I texted my list in my text chat, and then I copied it and sent it in one of my Facebook chats so I can have.
Don't do it, Mike.
It's easily accessible. Then I ain't got to type it all in the comments like Morgan be typing his big hands on the keyboard.
Oh shit!
This is Morgan. Oh my god!
Tap during the
we
dang
spicy
live
today. I like it. We spicy and we didn't even got into the list yet. He gave me the Arthur hands. Okay,
I'm willing to bet I got the most original list on here.
Oh,
we're concerned.
I'm very concerned.
Listen. Let me tell you something. Morgan and Danny can't laugh because until I die, Tijuana Jackson and a movie that didn't come out yet will never.
That's fine.
Never be beat.
Tijuana Jackson is still hilarious.
Never be.
It's still hilarious. I'm telling you.
I can't wait for this movie to come out.
That was two of the worst.
Tijuana Jackson still hilarious.
Listen. Tijuana Jackson and that non-movie is two of the worst picks y'all have ever did. Man. Y'all never topped that. I just want y'all to understand.
Nadia always making the show about something else every time. I
wasn't gonna say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? I was being nice, but it's
I miss a lot of shows that I don't mean to, but I was so glad I was like watching live that night.
Listen,
anyway,
I'm glad. Hey, look, I guarantee y'all still ain't watched it, so y'all can all kiss. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Kevin, the only person that watched it was the director and his family.
Y'all go.
He gets out of jail and he tried to get his life straight.
And it goes hilariously wrong.
No, he becomes a motivational speaker in prison, and then when he gets out, he wants to convert that into some other things. It's just watch it, okay?
I'm a Wikipedia. All right.
No,
this is even funny. This will make it funny. I tried to Wikipedia earlier. They don't even have a Wikipedia page.
Y'all worthless. Okay.
Does it got Cliff Notes? Does it on cliffnotes.com?
No,
don't worry about it. Don't watch it. It's cool. Don't watch it. It's fine.
I have a hard time pronouncing the dude who played him name before I have a harder time pronouncing Tijuana Jackson.
Man, listen. If you don't get into this launch you got going on and
hey, I'm gonna get into it. So clear the floor. Welcome everybody to everybody that's watching. This your boy Kevin Chapman. I'm here with the guests of the Top 5 Live. Check out my website AfroAvenger.com. 11 issues of Afro Avenger. My new comic book, The Movement, is coming out. In short, to keep it sweet, just imagine a militant X-Men with somebody like Magneto would be a part of the X-Men, Danny, and my team. But anywho, dropping 5 variant covers tomorrow. Dropping to all my backers to my failed Kickstarter. Y'all gonna get something special. I'm doing stickers, shirts, posters, trading cards. And I'm doing, future launches and like future codes for you to get a free Afro Avenger book. So, man, trust me, you definitely want to get on this while it's hot, bro. www.afroavenger.com. Go ahead, click on the shop now, Morgan. You just scrolling, brother. Click on the shop.
Hey, listen, bro. I'm letting you lead, bro. You tell me where you want to go.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, definitely check it out. The Movement, Afro Avenger issue 11 coming out in June. I currently got 10 issues of Afro Avenger, out right now, drawn and written by me. So please help a brother out. I'm trying to be like Danny Quick and have my own, office somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
This is for all of us, bro. This store is for all of us. This ain't just my store. This is everybody's store, bro.
Hey, brother, listen, man. I just want to show up, man. I just want to show up. That's all.
Come on through. I got a question for you about your Afro Avenger, though. Are these physical copies that's for $4 on here, or is this digital?
It's physical.
That's physical copies.
Physical.
Right, let me go on and see what I can do about getting me.
Physical, brother.
And the movement is dropping tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow. Physical copies also. 5 different variant covers.
I hope y'all see that RGB right there. Okay.
Who did the variant covers?
I did.
Did all 5
I did.
You selfish as hell, bro. You are selfish as hell, bro. How you gonna do your own variant cover?
Listen, bro. By the time I got to my 89th email with no response, I said, "Oh well, Harriet Tubman."
You didn't ask Michael Watson.
Hey, you didn't ask me.
You sure ain't asked Michael Watson.
You ain't asked me.
You sure ain't asked Michael Watson.
Hey, guess what? Guess who slid in my inbox today?
Hold on. Y'all not about to jump on me. Y'all not about to jump on me.
In the cover.
I'm just saying, I didn't get no offer. I didn't get no.
I have perpetual covers coming from Michael Watson. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. I see.
Let me say the word again.
Watching, they jumping on the
Michael Watson ain't offer no cover. Michael Watson ain't offer no cover to me.
And you did all the art.
Hold on. Everybody started some shit. Stop it.
I just became friends with Devon like a month ago. I didn't even know he drew until a weekend.
Quietly getting at me. Y'all gotta stop.
Perpetual.
I'm just saying. Michael Watson ain't even offered no variant cover to me. Show.
You gotta get on the show.
That sounds real racist.
I listen. I'm sorry.
It wasn't my call on this book we got going right now.
He's just like,
Brad said he jumping in there now. Brad said he jumping in there. Now Bradley Arney is one of the best supporters out here in these indie streets, and he said
I already know. Brad gonna get the first gold-plated Afro Avenger Afro pick. Watch.
Dang! Hey, that's a heck of a promise, bro. You can't now. You got to come through now.
Oh, I always come through. Like ain't nothing. Always come through. You don't get the 10 books without coming through.
If Brad getting the gold one, if Brad getting the gold pick, then I need a platinum one, bro.
Nah, bro. Brad needs
to
go.
Let me tell you something. You want to platinum
gold and the platinum.
Brad got 2 shirts, all 10 books. He already pre-ordered probably an 11th. He already just said he about to cop all 5 variants. Come on, man.
Hey, I don't know nobody else in the community that goes and gets commissions of other people's characters on a regular basis. Brad Arney is the only person that do that.
Facts.
That's true facts.
Facts.
I have drawn at least 4 other people's characters on commission just for Brad.
That's why we shout Brad out all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's why we told him happy birthday. I think we did. I think we literally did a birthday video for Brad, bro.
We did.
We're putting Brad in the Hall of Fame for
Hall
any
of
comics.
Automatically.
If there's a Hall of Fame for independent comics, like Brad going in there is like, number one.
Appreciate you, Jess.
That's all right.
Jess said they get all the commissions all the time too.
Jess, I just want you to know, I don't know you, but you probably should be getting some Heat comics. You probably should. You could probably you can put my website up there.
Hold on, Javon, brother. I see you trying to plug, but this, you know what I'm saying? This is the whole.
Hey man,
this is the guest time, brother.
I gotta make money. You ain't talking. You ain't talking.
You still scrolling.
You
see still scrolling.
Hey, Kevin,
Okay,
Kevin,
cool. I can
Kevin,
That's vanity. Now I want to talk over y'all, but now I got to.
listen. I'm just hyped that you got that joint out there. The movement dropping tomorrow. This is look. I'm gonna go back to my favorite part again because I need to reiterate it because it's just a great idea. Besides, the comics and you got 11 issues out. That's freaking amazing. You goals right now.
Man. I got
Trying.
This joint right here. This joint right here, though. That joint right here. Hey, much props, sir. That makes me jealous. I didn't do that for Jazz, but it's all good.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Cool.
I'm just happy to be here, man. Yeah, man.
We happy to have you on, man. Look, I'm gonna make sure I put the link back in there too, so people know.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Morgan got big fingers. www.com.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm Danny.
I like it. I like the energy.
I was about to say that's not even an insult though.
I like the energy. It's cool. Listen, I'm trying to keep it PC as long as I can. I'm not gonna.
Somebody say you got big hands. That ain't no insult. That's like, hey man, you got some big.
Mark, can I get a little plug?
Absolutely.
I just sent it to you. I don't know.
Oh, you already know. We just and y'all already know. We got Kevin in here, and we also got to make sure we plug go MrFish.com because we hit that last week. Let me make sure I get this sharing up. We hit that last week, and we definitely should. We got some pledges last week while we was on live.
Yeah, you did. Thank you very much.
I did a whole TikTok. I did a TikTok today.
I'm about to harass people now.
We have 3,400 right now. We have 3,400.
Okay.
Okay. We made some progress today.
Yo, Danny, I'm become your apprentice. You gotta show me how that TikTok work, man. You be making magic, dog.
I got you, bro.
All right. We just trying to get this green zone out here, published and made. Fish Lee out here. Fish Lee, the fastest pencil in the West. Working his butt off. You know what I'm saying? Fish Lee, he's my boy. We just signed on the FSK. He wrote the book. He designed the book. He drew the book. He lettered the book. He inked the book. He colored the book. He put the post-production on the book.
And that's the collection played around.
For the bucks. Hey.
That sounds like a Javon Stokes production.
It does sound like a Javon Stokes production.
But
look,
Fish Lee.
I ain't gonna be.
I don't think nobody wants smoke with that dude on drawing something.
I don't want no smoke with how fast that dude draw.
Listen.
I draw way too slow for him.
Yeah, I thought I drew fast, and then I met Fish.
Yeah,
I didn't even try to get in nobody else's.
I watched that man do it live, dog. Like I thought I was quick. Like
look,
and then
bro.
I know I'm not
the concept.
I'll tell you right.
The concept of the comic is dope in itself too. So that's the reason that I heard the concept a long time ago. It's been months, if not a year or something like that. I think it had to be on a live show that me and Fish were on together. I just know, or maybe we were talking privately. I don't know. I just remember I heard the pitch for what he was doing with it, and I was like, yo, whenever that drops, I'm on that. You know what I'm saying? And I also need to, I'll make sure I reiterate again, as I said, I'm on that. So,
it is a very dope concept, man. It is a superhero world, and but in this world, if you have superpowers and stuff, you are an immediate threat. You are seen as a weapon of mass destruction or little destruction. You're gonna hurt somebody, so they automatically put you in what's called the blocks. You are locked up and you are detained. That is where you live. That's where you stay for the protection of the rest of the world. If you want to get out the blocks, you have to serve 5 years on the police force. And it ain't peaceful 5 years because the police hate you. But you got to work with the police on some of the most dangerous jobs And I tell you, some of these powers ain't superpowers. My man just looks like a damn dragon. He ain't got no super strength. He ain't got no super durability. He can't even breathe fire. Your boy just wants to serve his 5 years, get his citizenship so he can get a bookstore. That's all he want to do. But the book is filled with just people who are a-holes, racism, their personal struggle in this thing. Like I can't remember her name, but she's the one with the porcupine quills on right now. If she bumps into somebody, where Bellamy, if she bumps into somebody, she can go to jail because that's considered assault with her powers by accidentally bumping into someone.
You know what that sounds like to me?
Racism.
It is racism. Fish is very, very, very passionate about this book, man. He's gone into gross detail. 2 of the books are already done. His plan of objectives with the
done already.
Yep. The plan of objective for Fish is to do a book every quarter. We are very excited about this book. We want to get this done. We only need 600 more to hit the goal. If we hit our stretch goal, we're going to reveal how this book is actually connected to the FSK universe in this Kickstarter. It's a very, very clever thing. We're very excited about this, man. So if anybody can pledge to it, or at the very least give us a share, it'd be appreciated.
I should see this number go up before we close out tonight. I know that. I know that. We should definitely see that number creep up because we saw that joint go up. I think we had like $200-300. You know what I'm saying? Last Tuesday. So
it helps.
Come on, man. You know what I mean? Like we got to make some movement.
Can I say something? I want to say something.
No.
I'm to say something positive. Damn.
Hey, I only said no because you asked a dumb question.
It wasn't a dumb question. Listen. Don't.
It's our show. Why you can't say something?
I was just trying to be polite.
No.
I know what polite and manners is. I was literally about to say for my brothers Danny and more 40 episodes, and I just want you. I don't know if y'all realize, but like the last 3 to 4 weeks, we've been averaging like 10 consistently for like 2 straight hours. So I want to. We started at like it was like one person, like one person watching this. Like what? But we almost at 40 people.
Froze up.
I think
you froze up.
Shit, y'all.
There you go.
Man, my dude was so hype. Is
that okay? Is that okay?
Right. It's okay.
Absolutely, it's okay.
That's all right, man.
Hey, I congratulate you. I congratulate you.
No, and that's big congratulations coming from Mike. My boy Mike got fantastic Frankie coming through, bro. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Hey, you know how jealous? Do you know how jealous I was when you was in the picture with her on Facebook? I said, "Son of a bitch!" I had your reaction to when I came in number 1. That you just ain't see it. Anybody catch it on camera? I was so mad.
Oh God. Hey, they was not supposed to catch me on camera with that reaction. I forgot exactly where I was.
Oh, it was great.
I knew I had that first place on that fucking Kickstarter, and they said it was you. I was so heated. I was like, is this dude even watching the stream? How?
I was not watching the stream. That's why I was laughing so hard, because I definitely was not watching the stream. That drink just hit my email, and I was like, bam, 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 because I knew I wanted to be first. So, hey, listen, it's a competition, man. You know what I'm saying? I got it from Ramel. You know what I'm saying? And now Ramel, I think I smacked Ramel into submission. You know what I'm saying? So he don't even come for me no more. You know what I'm saying? So now it's me and Mike. You know what I'm saying? It's me and Mike. Danny don't come for me no more, because I think Danny takes it as long as one of us is first, then, you know what I mean, it counts.
It's a team. It's a team, bro.
Yeah.
So as long as I'm in the top 25, I'm good.
I got to be number 1. I don't want to be a top 5. Before we start to get into the list, and I'm gonna make sure I put these links back up here too. We got Go Mr. Fish up here. I made sure I put it in the chat too. Like, so somebody should be clicking that joint, and I'm gonna make sure I hit Afro, my boy Kevin's joint too for the movement. I know I put that in. Afro Avenger. Make sure I get that back in the chat too.
Facts. Afro. The movement drop tomorrow.
Make sure y'all hit these joints because we got the links in there. So you like, I try to make it as easy as possible. You don't even have to copy and paste. You can just hit the link that's in the chat and you go directly to that website and go ahead and back right now. Share it. Y'all know that, you know, a lot of y'all in here back our Kickstarters and we love you for it. Y'all know how hard it is for us to get it in front of new audiences. That's the goal. So help us get this in front of new audiences so we can get these projects funded and keep my people's pockets heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Gas is high out here. Come on, man.
Gas is high out here. I thought about hitting the poll yesterday.
Oh, I see you, Mike.
I'm just letting you know, Ace Blade is coming on Chat and Draw in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Straight out there.
New Kickstarter coming.
Oh, yeah, I hold my damn like championship belts, baby. Like,
yeah, Ace Blade drops. We start April 22nd. April 22nd. And we got damn, somebody just blooped in, but okay. And we got HBC. We ain't supposed to be at HBCU on the 23rd.
HBCU end of the month.
Yeah, HBCU kind of at the end of the month. So I mean, hey, I'm excited to get back out in these streets.
30th and the 1st.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Wish I could be there with y'all, man. I really do.
You can be.
It's coming.
Can't.
What was I? Oh, so I'm not gonna spoil anything because people in the panel said that they haven't watched yet. But all I'm going to say is Donald Glover, his brother, everybody that's involved with producing Atlanta. Bro. Like this season is ridiculous. The last episode, I'm not seen it. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just saying, if you have not watched Atlanta this season, fix it. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Season 3, number 1 is still one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen. Number 4 is also up there. Like number 4 is really, really, really good. You know what I'm saying? So, and when y'all watch it, hopefully we can talk about it next week. When y'all watch it, then we'll get back into that. Another thing before we get into the list. Quickly, because like on my page it blew up. I didn't even mean for it to blow up. It was a separate topic, but you know, we know about Will Smith's bid. You know what I'm saying? He got to do 10 years in non-Oscar show up jail. You know what I'm saying?
That's a real harsh punishment for somebody who already resigned from.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to ask how everybody felt about it.
That's like being suspended from school. I
already left, dude.
What it do, Ren? Yeah, I wanted to ask to see how everybody felt about it because I mean, my post that blew up, and I didn't mean for it to, was just about my issue was with people that are acting like this dude. Like the post was saying, you know, he been out here as a icon, a great black father. You know what I'm saying? A great guy, gregarious. You know, all of these things for 30 years, and now he does this one thing, steps out of character, which was bad.
What was that, Danny?
It was bad and he should have did it. But at the same time,
what was that?
People what does that mean? A bad role model, and I think that's BS.
What does that mean, Danny?
I mean, he got a history of smacking people. Is all I'm saying. Like it ain't the first time he smacked somebody.
But I mean that's not a history that everybody knew about until the book, though.
Right. He smacked dude on red carpet, but he tried to kiss him in his mouth. So you know.
Hey, and he deserved to be smacked. To be
there you go.
Y'all know how I feel. But
I think he just out here randomly smacking folks.
I think he was at a point, like we said last time, everybody got a breaking point. And my guy was like, listen, if I don't get the Oscar this time, ain't gonna be no Oscar. Like Will could literally make his own show and make his own awards show, and people would show up at this point. So
I don't know at this present moment if they would, but at some point,
like, people gonna show up. My nobody mad at Will Smith.
I mean,
my thing about it is, man, it's like, come on, man. Like, you banned Will Smith 10 years for a smack. I bet you if Woody Allen showed up, ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Hey, not to go into those waters, but there's a lot of people that come to that show that has been publicly doing some incredibly raunchy shit. And then
the so-called great John Wayne accosted a Native American woman because she was speaking the truth about her people and her pain. Right. And like, he still got his star. Like, what we doing? I'm a type of person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand.
Can I be honest? we talked about this in under your thread, and honestly, the use of the term assault is kind of funny to me at this point.
I agree. we agreed on that.
I'm just saying, dude. Like he smacked him. Chris Rock can't even move out of his spot.
Right, no. He barely budged. And I think Will only caught him with his fingers. To be honest with you.
No, he caught him. You heard it. He caught him with the palm, but it wasn't like
he caught him here. It was like
I could see if it had evolved to like if it had sparked something and they were like fighting and Chris Rock was talking about I'm gonna press charges and everything. Chris Rock is like whatever, dude. Like
Chris Rock trying to get over it. You know what I mean? Like, I think I agree with you, Javon. Like we were laughing about that in the chat, like in that thread, like because I'm not saying okay. We know legally that it is an assault. Okay, so since we're live, I can make sure I make this clear. We know legally by legal terms, yes, it was assault. We get it. Okay. All we're saying is, like,
technically, it's not an assault because it wasn't press charges, so it's nothing. In my opinion, if you ain't press charges, then it ain't nothing.
I mean, but in the law, so it is assault. It's just a matter of whether or not you want charges pressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still assault. The action is still assault, right? Yeah. So that's what people are getting at, and I get it. I'm just saying, like, when people are being like, well, it's like I posted that thing with the NASCAR drivers fighting. You know what I'm saying? With them fighting out on the track, and I was being overly dramatic about that. Like, oh my God, they've sullied NASCAR. I can never watch it again. I'm traumatized. You know what I'm saying? You got all these people out here acting like the world ended because this dude smacked him and walked back to his chair and yelled and cussed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get it. We understand it shouldn't have happened. Everybody understands it shouldn't have happened, but there's also an overreaction on the other side. It's not that deep.
Like it's the Malice in the Palace, man.
It's like, real talk. And to be honest, when I go back and watch the Malice in the Palace, I smile. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe that's just me, but I smile. I laugh about it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, every one of those people in the stands deserve that work. Every single one.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yo,
everybody.
I agree. Malice in the Palace in the year of the Twitter age, dog. Like we will never stop talking. We not stop talking about it now. It wasn't even Twitter yet.
True. And look, all I know is Malice in the Palace was hilarious. When Steven Jackson went up into them stands and started going off, I said, yo, that dude is my boy forever. He my best friend and he don't even know it. Because that dude Steven Jackson didn't need no reason other than you coming for my guy. Like, that's it. You swinging on him, but we all swinging then. That's the type of friend you need. Like, if
I think he swung on the wrong person, didn't he?
He swung on the wrong
person. He did swing on the wrong person.
What's the Malice in the Palace?
What? It's the biggest fight in New York.
Dude, it's why the NBA makes all these dudes wear suits.
Right. It's what brought in the dress code. It's what brought in the dress code. It's what brought in more security. It's all kinds of the Malice in the Palace, quickly, for those who don't know. So Ren doesn't know and anybody else that's watching it doesn't know. First, I want you to Google it. Go on YouTube because it's great. But what happened?
Go ahead, Google it because Morgan know about Google.
Yeah, I am about Google. It's an awesome thing. If the Malice in the Palace happened, Detroit versus Indiana. Was it? Yeah, he was with Indiana at the time, right?
Yeah, it was Detroit, Indiana.
Detroit versus Indiana. Brian Artest was laying on the scorer's table after a technical foul, I think, on Ben Wallace. Yeah. Him and Ben Wallace started to get into it. Ron Artest separated himself. It started to get a little bit contentious, but then some of the fans, somebody in the stands, threw a drink and it hit Ron Artest while he was laying on the table. Ron Artest decided that was not going to fly for him. He went up into the stands and addressed this fan. And by addressed, I mean accosted him. And
accosted? No.
All hell broke loose after that. All hell broke
that's
loose.
Assault.
It was. Yeah, that was assault. That was justified assault to me. That was justified assault.
Because he hit the dude beside the dude who threw the cup though.
Like he hit the wrong dude.
He should have moved. Good rules say move.
That man with the strength of 1,000 slaves, dog. Like
he's not good.
Hey,
all the hood rules say
if I saw Ron Artest coming at me and you my boy and I know you threw it, I gotta push you in front of me, dog. I can't take that.
Yeah, I'm getting out of the way. You're not hitting me. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna hit me. So I'm gonna move out of the way and do whatever I got to do to make sure that I'm out of the way when that swing comes. And then I remember the guy that squared up with Jermaine O'Neal on the court, squared up with him like he was gonna box him, and then Jermaine's like, "Oh, word!" And then he was getting ready to give him the super punch from hell, and somebody like stuff to do like that.
He was like, "Yo, what?" Man?
Dude,
that fight was everything. I love it.
Jermaine O'Neal never slips on no Gatorade. He'd have knocked that dude head sideways. Bro.
Oh my God, that guy he would have buried him with Killmonger and Wakanda in the water somewhere. I promise you, he's not coming back up for air.
He came up. Jermaine O'Neal came at some folk with a chair too, man. He was no joke, man.
That fight was wild.
Honestly, bro. I watched that joint live. That was the most entertaining sports event I've ever seen in my life.
It was amazing. Like, but
I don't even know why I was watching a Pacers and Detroit Pistons game.
Don't matter.
But I was happy that day.
You'll never
I was happy that day.
Danny has a question.
Yes, Danny.
What is that?
What, the Dust Bunnies are here?
Oh, you mean this right here? This
the 15-month resub. What is that?
Oh, what? The what?
Oh, I linked y'all's channels to my channels, so people from my channels are watching, and when they tag in, that's one of the people that subscribe to me monthly to watch.
Danny, you about to curse some people out?
Right.
Coming up on here.
I get off our podcast.
What up, Ron? Thank you for the subscription again. Appreciate you.
We got
I don't know how do we get that?
That's on Twitch. That's on
Danny,
Twitch.
like, is that technology? That's how that works?
Hey, I'm shocked with the 15-month resub. So that means somebody been supporting you for 15 months.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm about to sign up.
Mike a whole beast in these streets. We trying to be like him, bro.
I'm trying to Twitch, bro.
You see, he got the weaponry on the wall. You see, he got the weaponry.
We all try to be like Michael Watson, right?
Yeah, we trying to be like Mike, bro. This dude got big. He had Big Jaw come through. Now he got Fantastic Frankie. Like I can't tell you how jealous I am about Frankie. Not literally jealous. You know, I don't roll like that. I mean, like I'm very happy that she's gonna be there.
Dude, that was complete, like, out of nowhere. I was hanging out with Black Ramen, and she and her husband, they cool as hell. I was talking to them about the comics and stuff, and she said she was gonna swing back through and interview us because she liked Vigilance. She saw our cosplay. She bought the books the day before, and she was walking looking for our table because we had moved. And I was like, she is not with Fantastic Fred. She fucking bring Fantastic. I know. I chased down. I was like, this is fucking Fantastic Freddy. This is Black Ramen and Fantastic Freddy at the table. I was geeking out.
I'm telling you, as you should have, bro. I'm very excited for that. I want to make sure that I also get this in quickly before we get into the list, just to see if anybody even heard about it, and if you did hear about it, just your quick thoughts. The chick, the OnlyFans and IG model that stabbed her boyfriend to death. Have y'all heard about it?
Yeah.
Like, dude.
What
you know what I find interesting?
Yeah.
Like how cruel Black Twitter is, because
I saw that.
They was bringing up his old receipts about what he was saying about Black women, and it's kind of like
I saw the receipts before I saw the story.
Yeah. Look, Black Twitter plays no games. Okay,
Black
like they was in them streets mad.
Hey man, it's a terrible thing that happened. It's a terrible thing that happened. But listen, if you ain't get the message after watching Get Out, if you didn't get the message, whoa, I got the message. I'm already married, but I got the message. Listen, if you didn't get the message, when they played the
audio of her on the podcast, being very specific about the only people she dates.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, okay.
Hey man, you can't be out here like dissing Black folks, and especially dissing Black women. And then if something happened to you, don't be looking for, don't be looking for sympathy.
See,
hey, I'm sorry it happened to you, but
my non-streaming thought almost came out, so I'm gonna just like leave it. I'm gonna just leave it.
I'm being real.
I know what you're saying. But see, what I wanted to say, I'd have lost like 13 people. So I don't.
Hey, we ain't lost people by now. It ain't happening. If we ain't lose people when Daddy said Michael had a hot 10, we ain't losing nobody.
That's facts. That literally. I don't know why I haven't made that shirt yet. I keep forgetting to do it.
Why y'all bringing up old stuff and still?
I'm just making the point. I just made a point.
Misrepresenting what I was saying. You
at least
get the facts right.
That's 100% what you said.
I used your actual words.
Yes,
I said.
Yeah.
But no, the intent of what I said. The intent.
I don't deal with intent. I deal with literal.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Who's going first on the list?
Yeah, who wants to go first? I don't know.
We got the guests go first, man. Guests go first. Kevin, you first, man. This is your first time really on it, man.
Okay.
Kevin definitely got to go. Hey, I want to make an announcement.
What, Danny? What?
I want to make an announcement. Starting next week, we will have rules for our list. So whatever the list is, all three of us are going to have an opportunity to make a rule for that list. So if this week is top 5 TV villains, one of us might have said only live action shows, or somebody might have said no wrestlers, or somebody might have said, only black people or something like that. So that's going to be the rules from now on. We're going to do qualifiers.
Wait, you said only black?
No, I'm talking about next week.
Not for now.
No, do your list. Go ahead.
All right, so let me just show them. Let me show my hand.
Oh, hold on. Can you make sure, Danny? Can you make sure and put one up there by my name? Because I smoked y'all last week. I just wanted to make sure you put my name up as the one who won last week. Just make sure you put that up there, because I don't want Morgan to be like, "Oh God."
It's very clear that I'm so far ahead, though. I'm ahead by a lot.
I voted for your list last week, though.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
it was that good a list.
Yes, Danny literally does not. I want everybody to understand this. Danny does not care about rules. Okay, I don't think Danny cares about his own rules, but he literally does whatever he wants. He does whatever he wants.
He's not lying.
I'm serious. He does whatever he wants. Like, Danny, don't vote for that poll. I'm gonna vote for it. Danny, don't send that list off. I'm gonna send it. Danny, that movie literally hasn't come out. So what? He does what he wants. You know what I'm saying? He does what he wants. I don't have any control of anything.
Go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, as I was showing, my hands is up, so I'm not on the keyboard.
What's good, Ryan?
Like the host of this show. So, number 5.
Hey, man.
All the way from Breaking Bad, Gus Fring, baby.
Okay.
Number 4, my man was a villain that was so good. When he died, the show fell off. He number 4.
I know what you're gonna say.
He number 4 because he didn't have enough. He just died, and I didn't like it. Cottonmouth.
I knew it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Number 3.
Cottonmouth.
Hey, that's my last name, bro.
Number 3.
Okay.
I dug deep into my nerddom for this one. I don't even know if that's a word, but I dug deep for this one. I had to, bring out the surface. Had to turn on my, my chemical romance and, my third eye blind so I could bring up this third, number 3.
Okay, my chemical romance. I see you.
The Borg from Star Trek, the Star Trek franchise, the Borg.
Okay.
Now,
the whole Borg?
The Borg. The whole they all one thing, man.
It's a collective, man.
The Borg ain't do nothing to nobody.
Stop. Okay, first, Danny. This my list.
Let him finish.
This my list. This my list. All right.
You always set yourself up, Danny, because you say some stuff and then you come out with your
number 2 and number 1. I flip-flop for the last 24 hours. So only reason this person comes in at number 2 because I stopped watching the show. Because I heard a certain somebody, wasn't going to be returning to the show. But when I last watched it, he was the best villain on TV. Negan from The Walking Dead.
I knew it. Okay.
And number 1, the greatest TV villain, period. Jeez. This man has portrayed this character so well that if he doesn't come back, I will go down to Disney myself and start a full-fledged riot.
Oh boy,
ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 1, Wilson Fist King Pen.
That's all right. Okay.
Thank you.
That's a good list.
Thank you.
That's a good list.
I won't be here next week, but I'll be in the comments. Thank you.
That's a great.
Okay, let me see.
All right, Mike, it's you, man.
I gotta figure out how to. Hold on. Don't go yet.
Don't say you gotta figure out how to type, dog. You were just typing.
No, man. I'm trying to figure out how to, because I'm trying to make sure I gotta. I'm trying to put parentheses around what show they're from, but it's not. I can do it when I do the thing, but for right now,
yeah, man. There you go.
All right.
Bam.
That's a pretty good list, bro. That's a pretty good list, man.
Good list, man.
I cannot. That is a pretty good daggone list.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Jess.
My mouth had 6 episodes.
So what?
Danny, stop. Danny, stop.
Was that Danny?
Don't
hold on. Let
Danny,
Ace Blade speak. Come on, Cream. What was that?
My mouth had 6 episodes, bro.
Hey, bro.
Hey, and there were 6 devastating episodes.
I was about to say.
Your man threw homeboy off the roof of casual, cool temperament.
Go get your money from it.
Not to mention Marshall Ali.
He got killed by Mike Stan.
Not to mention Marshall Ali is one of the best actors out here in these streets. Period. Anywhere, you know what I'm saying? When he went off that first season,
I know that. You butchered that name, dude.
Let the man do his thing, man.
I say
you butchered the heck out of
that. Hey, and for the fact that the man said the same way that I think it, that show went completely downhill after he got murdered. He should have been the villain the entire damn season.
Although there's a reason for that, though, right? Y'all know the reason for that, right?
Mariah in season 2 was still freaking amazing.
He said
he was fired.
The actor said he only had a certain amount of time to play the role.
Well, no, he said he didn't want to take it unless he knew the character.
He said he didn't want to. He didn't want to. He didn't have time to do the entire show. He was doing something else, so they cut him basically. Not cut him, but they wrote it that way.
Alfred Woodard was amazing too, though. Like she was amazing in season 2. She was really good. That the writing was part of that, but Alfred Woodard's an amazing actress too. So
go ahead, Mike. Man. Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Mike. Man, you know what I'm saying.
Mike. Tell them what it is, Mike.
Respect and love to that list, though. Respect and love.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. That's all I want, man.
So I'm a little different. We got coming in number 5, legendary man of patience, virtue, deadly and devastating, cunning and cold, and intelligent all the way around. We got my man coming in number 5, Zahir from Korra. Oh yeah.
How you spell it? Z-A-H-E-R. What is it?
Zahir was a big dang problem. Your boy was the first one to learn how to fly in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. He was a problem.
And did it effortlessly.
Is this an anime?
That's
The Legend of Korra.
Avatar.
The Legend of Korra. Avatar.
I don't watch that.
Oh, okay.
It's your life.
I think you like it.
Stop the show. Javon.
Y'all knew I don't watch anime. Y'all knew this.
It's not. I mean, it's not technically anime, but it's a great card. It's one of the best cartoons.
It's Nickelodeon versions of anime, which you know what I'm saying. It's watchable.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying. It's good anime. It's good anime.
Your man, he was just this super smart, intelligent, cunning, cool villain, and he had hands for days. Your man had no temperament. He was always cool, calm, and collective, and he just was feeding people pain through the entire season. And he's the only one that almost he's the one that crippled Korra. It was crazy. He did the most damage to the Avatar that's ever been done. So here coming in at number 5. Plus, the man's animation that they put on that boy was beautiful. All right. Coming in at number 4, oldie but a goodie. Hey, Mike Watson loves a respectable motherfucking villain. You put respect on a villain's name and you got me in there with you, baby. I might want you to kill the damn hero. Let's go to the movie that made the city of New York, Gangs of New York, The Butcher.
Okay.
Ooh. I love The Butcher, man.
It's Bill the Butcher, ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Okay.
All right. Hey, anybody, because you can have your animosities and stuff like that. But when he killed the priest, man, and everybody went and rubbed into him, he said, "Get your damn hands off of him." He's a legend.
I need to watch it. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Huh?
I ain't seen it. I need to watch that.
Oh, yeah.
What was that, Danny? What was that, Danny?
It's a good
What was that,
movie.
Danny?
I never seen it. That's all.
Okay, so wait a minute. Can
He
I
also
take
hasn't seen Game of Thrones.
Coming in.
Okay, no, I mean, okay, fair. Game of
No,
Thrones
it's not fair.
everybody. But hold
No, it's
on,
not.
hold on.
What's wrong?
Danny, you didn't see Gangs of New York, but you just know that the Tyson movie gonna be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh
Danny ain't
man.
watch Game of Thrones.
All right, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry, man.
Go ahead, Mike, man. Go ahead.
That moment was
number
needed.
3. Coming in number 3, a woman I never ever want to cross. She was the deadliest, and she had the patience of a cunning witch. You cut her, she gonna cut you back 10 damn times. Every time you thought you had her beat, you didn't. Cersei from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay,
That's
my list in trouble.
Y'all may not agree with this one, and that's okay. Number 2, I don't think I hated a person as much as I hated this woman right here. The hate and disdain I had for her as she abused, troubled, and basically terrorized my boy Harry Potter. It was ridiculous. Dolores Umbridge. I knew it.
This is a TV show?
Is that a TV show? We
No.
got movies and TV shows in here.
Harry Potter, Order of the Phoenix, Dolores
I'm
Umbridge.
not gonna be able to put. I'm gonna have to let people look them joints up because
Wait.
See, Ryan knows what I'm talking about. Any of my Harry Potter fans know she was worse than Voldemort.
But is it a TV show or is it a movie?
That's a
I
movie.
didn't know nothing about no TV shows. I made villains.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, well, you know what? Cool.
I did say we do have a poster saying TV villains, but okay.
I mean, it says it on the back.
Hey,
I was sitting here like, wait a minute.
I'm
Like,
partially blind.
I was like, because I don't watch Harry
All I
Potter,
saw
so
was
you know.
villains. All I saw was villains.
Literally says TV villains, but it's cool. It's fine.
I mean, when he said the butcher, I said Gangs of New York had a TV show. I had a
Me too. I was like, that was a show too. But I let it go. It's cool.
Mike, it's cool. Go ahead, Mike. I want to hear number
Danny
1.
said the rules ain't till next week. So
No. There's literally a poster right here. That's
a poster right there.
Let me blow the poster
Right up there. Right that way. Right by your head. Right by your head. Yeah.
Let the man finish. Let the man finish. He done started.
Let me live. And
Go to finish with the first one. Who's your first one?
number 1.
Thanos.
Literally.
Your first
You
one.
gonna
Wait.
race number 1 from like Heath Ledger to somebody on TV?
Hey, is your first one Thanos, man? Go ahead. Say it.
Oh,
It might be.
you think I'm soft?
I was just asking the question, man.
Why Thanos soft? How is
What are
Thanos
we
soft?
talking about soft?
Because Thanos is like one of those mainstream, let's pull Thanos out of our ass for the number 1 villain because he killed the Avengers. Man, Thanos couldn't fuck with my number 1. Thanos wished he was my number 1.
Dark Phoenix?
Huh?
Nothing.
My number 1 is my all-time favorite villain in anything. His performance was impeccable throughout the entire series. Coming in
Oh
at
God,
number
it's something
1.
Fast and Furious. It's gotta be something Fast and Furious.
Coming in
Who you
at number
put?
1. Stop disrespecting my popcorn movie. All right. First off, stop disrespecting my popcorn movie.
Hey, 1, 2, and 3 are great films. I don't care.
Is
Don't
it-
start.
Don't start.
Hey,
Yeah,
first
don't
of all,
start.
hold on,
Wait,
man.
number
Is it
one,
Fast
time
and
out.
Furious?
This
Time
is the
out.
greatest
Time out.
franchise.
Is it family?
transition. The Fast and Furious is the greatest franchise to transition from a racing movie to G.I. Joe seamlessly.
Seamlessly.
I still want to know what number 1 is. Go ahead, man.
Go
You
ahead,
ready?
man. Go ahead, Mike.
Mr. Smith from The Matrix.
Okay. I thought you meant Will Smith. I was like, dang.
That's a good. That's a good
Listen,
one.
all they did it because Jovan laughing, man.
I'm trying so hard not to.
Hey, what? Hey, if it was a TV series, that list.
That'd be a great list, man.
That's 100% not.
That was a
but
great list.
It's a strong list. That
Make
is a
sure when you
strong
put-
list.
It's a strong list with mixed with TV and movies.
Make
Yeah.
sure when you put it. Make sure
I
when
got
you
the
put
same
poll
email
up,
as everybody else in this chat.
I'm just saying.
Hold up.
Wait,
Nobody
I'm
can
just
vote
saying.
for him.
I mean,
Every time you show this, you cover up
let me
what's
take the
there.
caption down. Let me take the caption down. There you go.
All right.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
I've watched
it's fine,
all
though.
those villains.
I'd like go next.
I've watched all those villains on my TV.
Oh, did he want to go next?
I quit.
I would like to
I'm
go
done.
next.
You do what, Mike? You do
I'm
what?
done, bro. I'm done, bro.
I've
This is
watched
ridiculous.
Oh,
every
man.
single one of those villains.
You've been paying attention to Danny J Quick too long.
That's
Just
a Danny
making up
move.
stuff as you go.
That's a
terrible.
Danny move right there.
That is
That's
the great.
That's
That is
100%
the
some
greatest
Danny
loophole I ever
That's a
heard in my
Dannyism,
life.
man.
I watch auto TV.
That's
That
a
is-
Dannyism,
that's
man.
100%
That's
a Danny Quick
Dannyism.
move.
That's a Dan.
That's a
Danny
good move right there, bro.
Oh my
Go
god.
go ahead, Danny. You say you want to go
That was
next,
good.
right?
I won't go next.
Go ahead, Danny.
I didn't
I'm
go
gonna
yet,
look.
Davis. I didn't
I
go
will
yet.
go next because I got 6. So here they go.
Six.
No,
Dude, oh
listen,
my god!
Six.
I promise you.
didn't know.
I promise you. I'll cut you off this show. I'm gonna
Mute him
turn
right
your
now.
mic off
Everyone you
tonight.
give as number 6 is not going.
We don't care about your number 6.
Right.
It don't matter, yo.
All right. Let me see.
How you gonna have
Because I was
6?
dealing with this up until right now. All right, cool, bet.
Just tell us your 5. We don't care about 6.
My honorable mention
No,
because I
we
was
don't care
saying-
about honorable mention. Just say
is
it.
Lex Luthor from the Smallville series.
It's a
Okay.
bad
How in the
honorable
world
mention
Mike
too.
win and
That's
he
a
ain't- he
terrible
got movies
honorable
on
That's
there?
a terrible honorable mention.
Same thing that happened. No, because the same thing that happened
Terrible
with
honorable mention.
same thing that happened with Cottonmouth is the same thing that happened with him. That show
What?
was
Don't you
a
listen?
shooting star
Don't be
for
rude.
7
Don't be
seasons.
disrespectful.
For 7 seasons, that man
Don't
killed
be
it.
disrespectful.
As soon as he left. All right. So here's my list. Number
Mike
5.
wins the wait. What we Mike's list was like for a
Mike
show
got
we
whole
had
movies
like
on his
10,
list, bro.
10 shows before. We already
There's
did
literally
top 10.
3 movies on this list.
We did top 5 villains already.
And an animated fool.
And an
animated
animated joint.
because there was supposed to be no animations on here either.
I don't even know
All
what.
right.
Just give us your list. I don't want to hear about
Come
your
on, Danny.
honorable
Number
mentions.
5. Number 5 is from BBC Sherlock, Moriarty. All right.
Okay.
Okay. I watched
That
that.
dude
Okay.
terrorized him even after death. We didn't know if he was still alive or not. He was
Danny,
still
please don't
setting up
disappoint me,
stuff.
dog.
Number 4.
I got an honorable mention when he get done too.
Number 4. Instead of the Borg from Star Trek, if you watch DS9, you will know that Gul Dukat is the supreme villain in Star Trek lore. Gul Dukat.
Okay.
Number
I have no
3.
idea who that person is.
How do you spell that?
GUL space DUKAT. I got here. There's my list right there. Number 3.
Oh, come on.
Thanks.
Kilgrave
This
from
no-
Jessica
this no-
Jones.
This no
Kilgrave?
Woo!
That dude.
Kilgrave was a problem.
That first season had me in like I was scared from women all over the world. I was like, bro, this is ridiculous. Number 2, Scandal, Papa Pope. How y'all leave my man's off the list?
Hey, I
Number 1,
ain't saying nothing.
and number 1 because he's the only person to make me cheer for a serial killer, Dexter
That's-
Morgan from
He
Dexter.
ain't no villain, bro.
Yes, he
Ain't
is.
a villain, dude.
No, he's not.
Dexter Morgan is
Dude,
absolutely a
Danny,
villain.
he's not a villain.
Week, dude.
not a villain,
He's
bro.
absolutely a villain.
week, Danny. Every
He
week
is absolutely
you got
a villain.
one.
Danny.
Every week you got
Dude,
one
Hey,
that makes us go, "What are you talking about?"
Dexter is absolutely a villain.
Have you watched the last season?
I watched 4 seasons. That
Shut
dude is
up, Manny.
absolutely not
So
a
you
good
ain't even
person.
finished?
You ain't
That
even
dude
finished
is
it. You talking about he a villain.
That
Have you
dude
even
is
seen the Trinity Killer yet?
The Trinity Killer. Listen, and I'm saying I cheered for Dexter. I cheered for Dexter to kill people. I cheered for a
That
person
don't
to
make
kill
him a
other
Hey yo,
people.
y'all know who's on my list? The Punisher. The Punisher is on my list. That's who on my list. By Danny's
Hey,
logic, the
you
Punisher
know
is
who-
on my list.
You know who on my list? Since we naming movies and heroes that kill people, Paul Kersey from the Death Wish franchise is on my list.
Wolverine
I don't
is
even
on my list, son. Wolverine.
Hey,
This list is going to ride. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Every week, man, you just got one that just make you shake your head. Like, what is he?
Dexter, a whole
This
serial killer.
dude
Is he not a
said
serial
Dexter
killer?
Morgan is the #1 villain in TV history.
Is he not a serial killer?
No, listen.
killing
Okay,
good-
all right, okay.
He's
Nope.
killing
Is he not a
We'll
serial killer?
circle back.
I'm gonna
we'll
go.
circle
I'm gonna
back.
go.
Because he's
I'm gonna
because
go.
he got
I'ma
a
go.
code.
Nope.
We'll
stop.
circle
He's
back.
not
go.
murdering people.
Is the
We'll
Punisher
circle
a
back.
serial killer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
then. But he's the
How many
hero
times
in the show, right?
He's
Spider-Man
the hero in the
take?
show. He's still a serial killer.
But he's the hero in the show, right?
Just because he's the hero don't mean he ain't a villain. Wait.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go.
Wow.
So hold on.
Did y'all see him look off? I wish I could rewind this just so I could screen still his face just now. This dude said, just because he's the hero, he ain't the villain. Wait. He had to take a moment to himself. My nigga took a moment to himself. He confused himself for a second. That on-air sign is too hot. That on-air sign is too hot. Turn it off and turn it back on in 5 minutes.
I got you. Here we go. This is my list. So this is really difficult list because I could have put like all Game of Thrones and all MCU villains. I really could have.
You could have, but I'm glad.
But I'm not going to do that. So number 5, this dude had like the best introduction of a villain in like a long time. He had everybody mad at him from his introduction. Negan. Walking Dead.
Ooh, number 5.
Literally smoke dude.
5 though?
Number 5.
This
number 4. Number 4. This dude, you've already mentioned him, but he had everybody shook. This last fight in this last season when he was literally handling both Daredevil and Bullseye, just smoking them. The only reason he didn't kill him is because he had to worry about his wife. Kingpin. Number 4.
All right.
I'm gonna switch up number 3 because I had a name and I'm gonna switch it up because I think this guy ended up being a bit a better villain. Ramsay Snow. This man flayed dudes. He cut off this man's Ramsay Bolton. Excuse me. He cut off dude's penis. He fed somebody to the wolves. He did everything. He
fed his baby brother to wolves.
His baby and his stepmom.
And his stepmother.
And his stepmom. Fed him to the wolves. Gotta put him in it. I almost put Jeffrey, but Ramsay was the dude you love to hate, even more so.
All right.
Number 2, this man had a plan for everything. You didn't know who was on his side or not. He honestly, I'm with you, Danny. He made me afraid for women like everywhere. Kilgrave. And number 1, my Lord, this woman refused to lose. And she had the mountain as her bodyguard. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1.
Okay. All right.
You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing. Divine, I respect you.
I don't know how to take that.
I respect you. I ain't gonna say nothing. I mean, you know I respect you. You know who I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Morgan.
Here we go.
Because I promise you, number 5.
Number 5.
Tijuana Jackson.
No. It could have been. But he's not a villain. So, number 5. Beverly Keane, Midnight Mass. If you guys have not seen that series on Netflix yet,
Top 5.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Morgan.
She top 5 for me.
5.
She top 5 for me. I hate her. Like let me tell you why she's top 5 for me. Because she was using religion and her piety to literally destroy the rest of the world. If they had left that island, they were going to destroy the rest of the world through religion. And she was doing it from a pious place the whole time, saying she was better than each other. And then she was a whole about it because once the sun was getting ready to come up and everybody's about to die, she trying to dig a hole for herself to hide herself in. After you done terrorized the island for years. And then she killing dogs. She killing people on the. She did whatever she wanted to with impunity, but in the name of Jesus. What is more? It's evil to me. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. I hate her.
I hate Master F. 12 years a slave, but you know what I mean. Like I ain't gonna crack in my top 5 villains.
Didn't Dexter do that in the name of his code though?
No, what are you talking? Shut up, man.
Dude,
number
please
4.
Stop bringing up Dexter.
Number 4.
Please stop bringing up
Right
Dexter.
for killing people.
Please stop bringing up Dexter.
Code.
Please stop bringing up Dexter. It's not doing well for you, man.
Beverly King. Number 5. Beverly King. Midnight Mass. Number 4. Rowan. Command. You cannot take command. There is. That dude is one of the greatest villains on TV history, and it's not close. As a matter of fact, I just said it yesterday.
Papa Pope from Scandal.
Whenever I put, I gave his official name. his whole other name.
Who it was.
For his whole other name for when he was operating in that premise. He's got so many quotables from that show. It's ridiculous. The I am the hell and I'm the high water. The boy, literally just saying boy, the way he said it, you are a boy. He's got mad lines from that show that are legendary. So Rowan from Scandal is number 4. I gotta type it in at the same time. Hold on.
He make sure somebody.
Number three. This is my controversial one. Walter White, Heisenberg, Breaking Bad.
Time out.
Time out.
No, time out.
Time it
Go
out.
ahead.
No.
Time it out.
We're gonna get on Danny about Dexter. You gonna crack out Walter White?
Hey, look it up right now. Look it up right now. Who was a bigger villain than Walter White? That dude watched Jesse's girlfriend die on purpose. No, Gus was not a worse villain than Walter, bro. Walt was terrible the whole time. He just needed a reason to go be terrible. He is literally the villain of the whole show. That's why Jesse ended up
You're literally rooting for Walter to beat cancer and sell drugs. Like, how's he a villain?
That dude had all. That's why the writing for that show is so good.
All right, so this is my problem. Hold on. This is my problem.
I'm listening.
Walter White is he does villainous things, but he's generally the protagonist. Hold on. He's the protagonist of the show, meaning that there are antagonists with him, right? It's like that's why I use the Punisher. The Punisher is a literal serial killer who goes around shooting folks. So technically, he could be considered one of the villains in the show if you want to look at the FBI agent or the cop as the hero of the show, and that he's one of the villains as well. But by the letter of the law, as a TV villain who is the antagonist to the protagonist, neither Walter White or Dexter will be considered villains.
Well, in my opinion,
I disagree.
I agree with Jess. In my opinion,
so you
Walter
agree
White
with Dexter though. You can't argue against Dexter if you got Walter White though.
I don't
because Dexter had a code. Walter White had no code. He broke whatever he needed to do.
So that make him a villain.
People.
What makes Walter White a villain is that he destroyed bad and good people.
Exactly.
That's why he
at random. He didn't care. What mattered above everything else, he showed the entire time. What mattered more than anything else was himself. He kept using his family as a crutch for what he was doing. He kept saying, "I'm doing it for my family." But when he had all the money they needed and he beat cancer, right? Like he thought he had beat cancer. When all of that happened, who did he continue to be loyal to the entire time? When he killed Jesse's girlfriend, why did he kill Jesse's girlfriend? Why did he let her die? Because he didn't want competition for his leadership with Jesse. He needed Jesse.
No, not necessarily, because she wasn't exactly the greatest person either, though.
Right.
That's not why he let her die. He let her die because she was taking Jesse from him.
Yeah, but she was taking Jesse from him because she was a druggie.
Fact.
And she got that dude drugged up.
But the point is that Walter he was happy with her. They were getting ready to run away together. Walt knew that, and he made sure whether she killed herself or not, Walt was not going to let that happen.
I don't know if I would use the term happy,
hold on.
but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, if you're gonna use the logic that Dexter isn't a villain,
Dexter's not a villain.
Okay,
but why is he's a serial killer killing? He might have a code, but he's still breaking the law.
Because Dexter goes out of by his code, he goes out of his way to make sure that the people that he's killing are guilty. He doesn't even kill them until he can prove a fact that they've been killing somebody else. He's literally
trying to catch him.
Off the board.
Are the police trying to catch him?
What?
Are the police trying to catch Dexter?
Yeah,
they were. They didn't know who it was.
Okay, then what do we? Then he can be considered a villain then.
You
personally, I don't consider. I'm not considering either of these dudes villains. In the context of what we're talking about, I don't consider either of them villains.
There's no way that you could watch. So you felt like Walter White was a protagonist more than the antagonist in his own show.
He is the protagonist
He's
of
the
the show. He doesn't
protagonist.
necessarily. Hold on, stop. Him being
No, he
the
wasn't.
protagonist doesn't necessarily make him the hero. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
The protagonist is the person that drives the plot, and what the entire plot circles around.
Right.
But my point
That
is
doesn't necessarily make him a hero. Now
But he's-
the protagonist can interact with villainous people, which is why you have the chicken dude as one of the villains. And you have other people. Yeah.
Yes, but Walt was work. That's what I'm saying. Even Gus had more. Even Gus had a way and a code that he went about things. Walt's code was him, including his family. He would sacrifice his family when it came to it. He sacrificed everybody throughout the entire
Did he sacrifice
show.
his family? How did he
did it
sacrifice
with
his family?
Skylar begged him to stop doing what he was doing, especially when they came up with the money they needed. He did not stop. Why didn't he stop? Because he kept feeling like he didn't have the money. Then it became a big thing. It became about who had the biggest dick.
Hold up, Morgan. Walter literally admits in the show, I'm doing this because I'm good at it.
Right.
I'm good at making fucking drugs. That's the villain.
And the whole
Okay.
his undergirding reason for doing it was because remember his friend, he was helping his friend build that business, right? And his friend took it out from under him in his mind. So him making that drug, and he was getting back at Hank. Everything was about him getting back at somebody who had done him wrong, and that mattered.
I'm not
above
saying that he's a
everything else.
great person. I'm not calling him a hero.
He is
guys.
the villain.
You
How many
guys
people did he
understand what I'm
kill?
saying, though, right?
How
You
many
guys
people did
understand what
Walter
I'm
kill?
saying.
Okay, he's an anti-hero. Like,
No, he is the villain.
Okay, Morgan. If he the villain, then Rick Grimes is the villain too.
Rick Grimes.
No.
Why?
Ain't no way.
He killed
Rick
people?
Grimes is a villain.
No, that's why I used the Punisher. The Punisher sacrificed.
You can't compare Rick now.
Oh, forget Rick. I'm not talking. I'm talking about the Punisher. The Punisher does what he does. He could and should stop at some point, but he can't. He kills everybody.
We'll get back into this in a second because I need to finish the list. So
Go ahead,
number
finish the
three,
list, man.
Walter White.
Yeah, we only on number 3.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I had to stop so I could defend number 3. Jesus.
I only made you do that because you came
Number
after
3,
his Dexter pick so hard.
Number 3, I didn't come after it. They're okay. Number 3, Walter White. Number 2, Negan. He again quotables. He's one of the like Jeffrey Dean Morgan was literally made to play that character. He plays it in every way, and he has one of the most devastating scenes in TV history, and it's not close. That the scene he broke everybody's heart at the same freaking time in ways that I don't think anybody's heart's been broken watching the TV series ever. It was amazing, and he did it with a smile on his face that almost made you like him while he was doing it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a freaking true beast, and Negan is one of the best villains ever. But the best villain ever in TV history, and it's because of the complexity, it's because of the cunning, it's because of the ruthlessness that this person holds, Cersei Lannister. She's better than Ramsay. Ramsay is just a sadistic. He's just sadistic. He's a masochist. He's sadistic. He's literally crazy. Cersei's not crazy. She's calculated. She's determined. She's smarter than people, and she's brutal to the teeth that she needs to be it. Cersei's the best villain that's ever came on TV.
I wouldn't say Ramsay's crazy though.
Ramsay's crazy.
I would like to
me.
I would like to say something before I have to go. Okay. The definition of the word villain.
Did you really look that up?
Is a character whose evil actions or motives are important to the plot. Okay? Dexter definitely fits that definition of a villain.
Well, hold on. You said, repeat what you just said.
A person whose evil actions are important to the
Stop. Rebound. Say it again.
His evil actions. He's murdered people.
But if
he was murdering murderers.
Okay, time out. So hold on.
He's still murdering.
Hold on. So if a cop kills a drug dealer or somebody that like a pedophile,
it's a cop's job to do that. Though.
But I just asked you. Okay, so if somebody comes in, if somebody comes in my house and threatens my family and I shoot them dead,
that's
is that an evil action?
That's self-defense.
But I mean, I'm just making the point. Like, if he's
you
going,
go
once
out-
again, that's like the Punisher. It's like the Punisher.
People.
Is the Punisher a villain?
If you go out,
Is the Punisher a villain?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
The Punisher
He
is
is
a
killing
villain.
people. Punisher is making the choice to kill people. Dexter is making the choice to kill people. Dexter even says this is his sickness. The only way he can keep it at bay is killing bad people, but it's still wrong because it's against the law.
Okay,
Even
but that doesn't. Once again, you're using the term villain.
I've just told you what the definition.
Villains can be the protagonists of shows.
Very true, but his definition of evil. So if you're a hero, so is Wolverine a villain?
I said his evil actions. The evil actions.
Is
They got
Wolverine
a whole show
a villain?
where literally Lucifer is the protagonist of the show.
Wolverine a villain? Yes or no?
I don't consider Wolverine a villain.
Why is Wolverine not a villain?
Because Wolverine is not killing people for fun. Wolverine is a reluctant killer.
I'm sorry. Does Wolverine not go into berserker rages and start murdering folks left and right?
Berserker rage.
Hold on. No. Wait. Hold on.
That's not a calculated choice.
Stop. Okay, so it's okay for him to go on a berserker rage and just start killing people.
That's not fun. That's not what that dude wants to do. We can't control it.
So he's never killed. So he's never. Hold on. He's never killed somebody outside of a berserker rage.
Give me a beat.
Has he ever? Hold on. Has he ever killed anybody outside the berserker rage? Yes or no?
Yes, but that's not the definition. Is that's important to the plot of the story? So no.
So he's never killed somebody that an important part of the plot.
You the comic book historian. When has
I know the answer to the question? I'm just trying to make sure you know the answer to the question.
When has Wolverine murdering somebody been the plot of an X-Men book?
I can literally find you a book right now where Wolverine kills a Nazi, and that was the entire plot of the story.
Okay, well then that book he was a villain.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay, so all right.
You said a Nazi though, right?
I'm with you. I was like, a Nazi's a bad.
You said a Nazi, right?
Wait a minute. But is Dexter not killing
like with swastikas? Like swastikas and everything?
He wasn't even like an operating Nazi. He was an old dude who was a Nazi in the past.
He still did that shit though.
He's still a Nazi.
So time out.
One Nazi always
Hold on. You guys are missing the point. Man. You're missing the point. He kills a evil person, but you consider that heroic. Dexter is killing serial killers.
That's not a.
Is the serial killer not bad?
He's still running from the cops and keeping it secret, and he's literally stalking these people.
You guys are literally. You guys are trying to justify.
So Danny, hold on. So you mean to tell me if Logan walked past the police, he will say, "Oh, howdy, officer." The police not checking.
I'm just telling you what the definition of a villain is and how Dexter
is giving you.
But your definition used the term evil. And the definition you're using.
Dexter says that his actions are evil. Dexter knows that he's doing the wrong thing.
And Wolverine has said on more than one occasion, I don't want to be an animal, but he does animalistic things and he kills people and he knows it's a bad thing. But y'all consider him a hero.
Wolverine has saved the world 17,000 damn times. Dexter went and got a bag of chips around the corner. Can't compare the two.
I can't compare the two. All right, okay.
Hey, listen.
Wait. Don't lumberjacks kill people?
Oh, he sure does. He sure does.
That's what I'm about to say. Let's if we're gonna be fair, all of our characters is the villain because being a vigilante is breaking the law.
That's a good point. Is Ace Blade
the biggest vigilante?
Hey, y'all
would the police be look out for Ace Blade? In your stories, is the police on the lookout for Ace Blade?
Absolutely.
All right, then. So he's a villain. All right, cool. Stop calling him a hero.
One day.
I want to ever hear you call him a hero again.
No, I said, but his evil actions are not
he's doing illegal actions. That sounds evil to me.
No, it's not evil though.
Breaking the law isn't evil.
Breaking the law isn't
evil. Literally says in the show that his actions are evil.
Like if Dexter does not kill bad, he's going to kill good people. Matter of fact, Dexter killed his sister.
And didn't mean to.
He was gonna kill the black dude in the first season.
Hey, surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
He was absolutely going to kill him because he got too close to him.
Hey, Dokes, you talk about legendary. That's some Dokes is legendary, bro.
Legendary.
Legendary.
I'm just saying, you gotta be careful when you use the term villain.
Like, if you want Dexter as your number one villain,
listen. Honestly, it's
hey,
not
man,
a good
that's
one,
Danny
but knock yourself out.
We not shocked by Danny List.
Not at all.
It is what it is.
Not
I've been
at
on
all.
this show since episode 31.
Not at all.
I don't know.
This is on brand.
Flawless. If that one is the bad one in my list, then I don't care. That's a good list for me.
I just know if y'all vote and if my list don't get higher than Danny list, we got a problem. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the poll up now.
If your only beef,
I gotta make sure I get these names right, man.
Being a villain is that he kills people, then we gotta go back and look at a lot of characters.
But that's not the only thing he's saying, though.
That's not what I said. I said he has an obsession with killing people. He knows that what he's doing.
And the Punisher is obsessed with killing people too.
We said that
Wolverine has an obsession with killing people too.
Hey, listen. As a matter of fact,
who else? I can keep going, dude.
For a whole season of Daredevil, Punisher was the villain. Punisher was the villain in that.
He was an antagonist.
He was an antagonist. He wasn't the villain.
He definitely was the villain.
Because here's my thing.
Y'all using the word. Those two words are mutually exclusive.
The whole scene, it's a role. He's a character playing a role in a story, and in that story, he was one of the villains in that story.
He was the antagonist. He wasn't the villain. The villain was those Irish dudes.
We like him, and we enjoy the people he kills. Is not the wrong name.
But me and Javon basically just said the same thing like 10 minutes ago. If you're gonna arrest the Punisher for being a villain, you might as well arrest Daredevil too, because he's breaking the law.
But he's not killing people. That's the difference.
He's breaking the law.
Okay, the law is not the same thing as murder.
He threw a dude off a roof. Daredevil literally threw a dude off a roof into a trash can. He was in a coma.
Are you right? The number of people in the
Daredevil said, "I can't stop either."
Right.
Say hi, everybody.
He didn't say what he did was wrong, bro.
Okay, bye, bye.
What's up, little buddy?
Daredevil threw somebody off a roof. That dude was in a coma, and then he said he likes making people feel pain. I just rewatched it. That's how I know.
Facts.
I mean. Yeah, because he definitely was fighting against, you know what I'm saying, his other, especially in season 3. In season 3, he was really struggling with, you know what I'm saying, with him wanting to hurt people.
That's a key point right there, is he's struggling against, and Morgan, you talk about this all the time with people in their sins, right? If you're struggling to fight against your sin, that's an admirable goal. But if you are welcoming your sinful, whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you're giving into it, that's what makes it bad, right?
And he gave into it repeatedly. Once again, he threw a dude off of a roof.
That was one time.
Dude, really? You want me to go through every time Daredevil beat the crap out of somebody?
Man, that's one death. That's one
okay, beating the crap out of somebody is not the same thing as murder, though.
Okay.
Wait, say it again.
What did you say?
If you're fighting 100 ninjas and you beat 99 of them up, that's not the same thing as running.
This dude wasn't a ninja.
Running through a police station and blowing cops' heads off. Like that's not the same thing.
So Danny, if somebody breaking the law, right? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Yes or no?
Depends on your perspective.
No, ain't no perspective. It's a good thing or a bad thing. Yes or no?
Depends on what the law is.
Okay. So if I kick in your door at your store and steal something, am I breaking the law?
Yeah.
Okay.
What if he steals something for his family?
Right.
He steals money for the
law.
Then it's not bad though. It's breaking the law in that case.
What?
But if you stealing a comic book for your family, like
hey dog, we ain't talking about that. I heard you got cakes and stuff. You selling food in there. So if I'm selling food for
maybe you
might want to be careful with your words. You gonna have
maybe
all
he
types
came
of
to get a
people. Man, I stole this comic, man. I need it for my kids so he can read. I don't know.
Maybe he came to get a lumberjack smoothie.
I don't
Which
see
we do have.
I don't see it
Don't
as
call
a
the
villain.
police.
If you
Don't
feel
call
it,
the police.
Right.
Aladdin
Do you
stole
calling
our
the police?
job.
Are you calling the police? Is somebody
Absolutely.
kicking your door? All right,
Exactly.
then you
But I'm
do
not
care.
gonna hunt Kevin down and stalk him for 10 weeks and then cut his body up into teeny pieces and then wrap him up in plastic paper. I'm not doing that.
Dexter ain't gonna do that either.
Why
Dan,
not?
that's a very good point because it ain't like he just shoot or stab somebody and not be it. It's a fucking ritual, and it's a whole ritual.
Yeah, but the whole point is to
So he
make
doesn't
sure the
get
dude
caught.
is an actual killer, right?
Killer.
Absolutely, but
So
his,
it's not like he's
like-
arbitrarily like just
No.
like shooting up people like
Selecting
Punisher.
people.
If I
Punisher
do
kill
all that, if I
everybody.
do all that work to make sure he's a killer, then all right, I figured out he's a killer. I'm just gonna shoot him or stab him enough to kill him. I'm not gonna set up a whole room. I'm not gonna light candles. I'm not gonna buy this nigga dinner and then cut him up into 30 pieces and throw it
Yeah,
in
light
just
candles?
Huh?
I missed
That's
that
what Dexter
episode.
was doing to people.
I missed that episode. Jesus Christ. I missed
Right.
that.
Dexter was doing to people, yo.
I missed that. I watched
Hey,
Dexter
I'm
twice.
just
I ain't
gonna
seen
make
that
sure
episode.
that from now on, I'm not referring to Ace Blade as a hero. He's a
Fact.
villain.
And
man.
Ace Blade. Hold on, wait a minute. I just checked the law on my phone. It's illegal.
Lumberjacks too.
It's illegal to carry swords in Las Vegas. So he an over villain.
Hey, Ace Blade number 5 was called Villain Season for a reason. I'm just
Nah,
saying.
brother,
Okay, I'm
No,
glad you
but I'm
know
trying to
that.
change it up now.
I'm glad you know that. I'm glad
Um,
we have agreed on this. This man, you have
Hey.
the best super villain out there, bro.
That is wild.
I'm posting the
don't erase
now.
stuff now, man. Don't erase
That,
stuff now.
that is wild.
I'm posting the poll now.
Don't erase it now.
What is that?
Kevin, Mike,
Dexter
Mike,
Dexter is a villain.
is a
Kevin,
villain.
Mike.
Huh?
You better
Who
spell
is-
villain right.
Right.
Me.
Hey, this must be the wildest show on the indie community scene. I swear to God.
Come on, man.
Listen. I'm still astonished that my boy Mike said, "You know what? F that poster, my guy. I'm putting 3 movies on this hoe."
He's like, I'm not
No,
preparing for this.
I looked
or
at
nothing.
Morgan, and Morgan looked up what he named the butcher, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I was like, wait, they got a TV show for gaming?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I literally
I was
I was
thinking
on my
the
phone
same
in the
thing.
low. I'm
I
like,
need to go watch
I gotta
that
watch
real quick.
this.
I need to go watch that.
I was like,
real
I know
quick.
I didn't see that on HBO Max.
Man, I was excited too, but I was like, oh snap, I'm about to go check that out right now.
Hey, as long as Gang as New York is, it can be considered a miniseries if you take breaks.
You ain't never lied. That joint is definitely long, but it's good though.
Right.
It's good. I'm still
Game-
trying to see. Hopefully, we can get Danny to go watch that and game. I'm trying to get that dude to watch.
Dan, you
Game
need
of
to watch
Thrones.
Game of Thrones, man. I don't understand this
He
apprehension to do so.
I fell asleep on the
Danny,
first
I'm probably
episode.
Danny. Listen, man.
I started watching the first episode. I got past the beginning 5 minutes was very, very intriguing. And then I said, hey babe, let's watch this show. Let's watch Game of Thrones. Literally, when she sat on the bed, Peter Dinklage was in the bed with three naked white women. And then the next scene, the brother was asking his sister to take her clothes off. I was like, bruh, what is this?
Listen,
The brother literally came in and was like, I want to see you in this dress. Nick, I was like, what? What's going on?
Yo,
Hey man, you gotta
but
power
it's
through,
made
man.
up.
let me
It's
tell you
a
something,
Power
bro.
through, dude.
When
Yeah,
your
the TV show.
when your significant other sit next to you, bro, it's a lot of stuff. You like, hey man, I guess we ain't gonna watch this, man.
Man, that's madness, bro. We should
My
be able
wife
to
watched
sit
it.
down.
My
and watch-
wife
Ah.
watched and loved Game of
That's
Thrones.
crazy.
But I powered through that. I skipped that. I was like, I don't know what Morgan got us watching. But then
You blamed it on Morgan.
the show
That's
racist.
cold. That's cold, man.
That's some
show kept
racist
going.
stuff.
and next thing I know, I'm snoring. I was asleep within the next 10 minutes, bro. So I don't know.
Bruh.
I'm gonna try it, but who knows?
I
worry
listen,
about that. I worry
like
about
I said before, give Game of Thrones. I'm about to check it right now. I'm pretty sure the 4th episode is when what I'm thinking about. I can't say it so it doesn't get I don't spoil anything. But for my Game of Thrones fans, I'm pretty sure episode 4 is when as Jim Ross used to say, is business picks up. I'm pretty sure that it's episode 4. I'm about to look it right now. Episode.
I'm gonna try it, bro, but I ain't make no promises.
Man, that's terrible.
I do want to say before I go, I just rewatched Fast and Furious 1, 2, and 3. Those 3 movies are almost perfect as a trilogy.
Okay,
Wait,
all right. See you, Danny,
time
man.
out,
We
time out.
appreciate you, man. I'll be down there in Burlington sometime soon, man. In the store.
Time out.
Come on,
Which third one are you talking about?
Tokyo
You talking
Drift.
about Tokyo Drift? All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Tokyo
stop
Drift
you
was
right
so
there,
bad they had to rewrite it after 7 just for it to make sense.
stop it.
Tokyo Drift
Stop it.
was
Tokyo
basically
Drift is
the Last
terrible.
Samurai. It was basically the Last Samurai with Tom Cruise.
Tokyo
Like,
Drift. I'm gonna have to say it in Charles Barkley, bro. This is terrible.
it was not
Terrible.
bad. It was not a bad movie.
Tokyo Drift was awful.
Tokyo Drift is
Tokyo
the street
Drift was so
clothes of
bad
Fast
it
and
took them
Furious
like
franchise.
5. It took them like 5 movies before they acknowledged it actually happened.
And then Tokyo
All
Drift,
right.
I think, is where they got the concept of family from. Because if you go back and watch it, the Japanese, the antagonist of the movie was where he first said, you know, they were talking about gaijin. You're a gaijin. You're an outsider, and they were like, "Nah, this is a family. You create your family." It was actually a pretty good movie.
Danny, the first movie was literally about family. So stop.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it
No,
was, dog.
No, they were a team. They were a crew. They said she was like, "What do you call this?" He was like, "They're a crew. They ride together, but they didn't like each other. You never even saw the two dudes, the two dudes, other
Nope.
two.
Wait a minute.
dudes
Did
from
you
the-
say they
never
don't
saw
like
them
each
again.
Wait a minute. Time out. You said they didn't like each other?
The
They
dude,
were
yeah,
doing
he came-
picnics in their backyard. What are you talking about?
That was the 4th movie. That was when Ludacris
That was
and
the
them
first
came in.
movie.
That was
Okay,
the first
okay.
movie.
The
Okay,
first
but
movie.
You saw when
When old boy,
You know
hold
what?
on.
See, Danny
When
get
old
confused
boy-
with biker boys. That's what's going on.
No,
He
you remember
get
the scene
confused with biker boys.
when he came in, when Paul Walker brought him back to the thing, and he was like, "Why you bring such and such with him?" He's like, "Cause he's the one that brought me home." And he literally took his drink and gave it to him. He's like, "You get any brew that you want." He gave him the man's drink and he wiped it off with his shirt.
Danny. Now
Yeah.
this is coming from a full-blown Fast and Furious fan who also rejects Fast and Furious 9, though. You're on the
Oh,
I'm
come
telling
on.
you.
you're on
Please
the-
don't tell him that.
Don't feed
No,
Danny,
because
man.
no,
Don't
because
feed.
the concept of family
He a
was there.
gremlin. He gonna get worse the more you feed
No,
him.
the concept of family was there, but it was more focused on the fact of them being a crew and a team.
Dude,
And
they
that-
literally had
Oh,
a whole scene of them in a cookout
one
Right.
scene,
saying grace.
you're missing what Danny's saying though. One scene does not equate to the whole franchise being about family, that it is
Right.
part of their branding.
Man.
I didn't say they didn't have family shit in there.
And it definitely wasn't in the second movie.
It was about a crew, it was about a team, about them stealing. But then once it got coined, once it was like, oh, there is something there, that's when the marketing for family really got strong.
Right. And it definitely wasn't in the second movie. Vin Diesel wasn't even in that one.
Listen, I'm sad that we even talked
I'm
about
very
it.
sad. This makes me
Like,
sad.
this is depressing. He was better off saying
Makes
that the first 3 Halloween movies was a great trilogy. Jesus Christ.
The first 3, I can't speak for nothing after 3. Because 4, 5, and 6, I remember seeing them in the theater and was like, "Yo, they done went too far." And then
I can't believe it.
7, 8, 9,
These dudes
Hold
were
on.
in,
I
they-
agree
Seven,
they
eight,
with
were-
nine was
hold on.
just
These dudes were sitting eating popcorn together in their house and home. They was a family. They were
Okay,
sitting
well-
having a barbecue saying grace.
Javon, all right, so just the same way you say people aren't listening to what you're saying, you're not hearing what Danny's
I
saying.
heard what he said.
The family
We heard
aspect,
him.
the family
I-
aspect is there, but the coining of it for the branding and how they push it wasn't there.
But it wasn't pushed off no damn Tokyo Drift.
I'm saying that was the first time.
Not one person came away from Tokyo
let's
Drift
be real.
going, man, that
Let's be
movie was
real.
about family.
When
No,
they fought, when
it
they,
was
when they
though.
went,
But
No, they didn't.
If you actually
Not
like
even a
think
little
about it with a clear head,
No,
he's
it
got
was
a
because
point.
he literally
And
left
I've
his
seen all
mother.
the movies. I'm a fucking Fast and Furious fan.
I've
I'm
seen
happy
every
about
single
Fast and
Fast and Furious
He
movie.
left.
like
Tokyo
three, 4
In
times
Tokyo-
each,
listen, no.
bro.
Yeah,
I'm right
and
there
an
with
avid
you.
fan.
Wait a
I'm
minute,
always
Javon.
fighting for it. I'm always advocating for Fast and
I was
Furious.
fighting with
So-
you, Mike.
Wait a minute, Javon.
But I'm not gonna allow that
Wait a minute,
foolishness
Javon.
that Danny
When
tried
you-
to perpetrate.
when you-
The man
when you-
left
His
his,
mouth.
the man had to leave his mother and go live with his father, right? He learned from his father the respect of the machine, right? During that
like
time,
Toretto, right? Okay, go
during
ahead.
that time, I'm talking about in the third movie. This is the
I'm talking about the first movie, but go ahead.
I'm talking about. Okay, so the third, no, because Toretto already had the connection with his father, but that wasn't the focus of the movie. That was just the salient plot point to get us to like Toretto, because we didn't know if he was the good guy or the bad guy. Then Paul Walker confronted him saying, "I need something on the side like you got." And he's like, "What are you talking about? You ain't buying all this stuff off of this shop. You doing something on the side," because we didn't know if we could trust.
You skipped the
him.
whole scene though. Remember the scene where they were in the garage and he was
I just
talking
said that.
about his hold on,
He was talking about his father. Yes,
but you made it as some salient plot point for him to no. That was
Yes.
part of the whole family thing. Like him
No, it was
talking
not.
about
they didn't.
so
bring
him
it-
talking
that was
about
not-
his father is not a family plot. Okay, all right.
because his father wasn't in the movie. He wasn't talking about the crew
So
that
he
he
needs
was
to be
with
in the movie
as his
to
family.
Okay.
He was not talking about the crew that he was with as his family. He was not treating, besides Letty, was not treating the rest of them like they were family.
So once again, I don't know how many scenes you need to make a point, but the entire point of the barbecue scene was that homeboy came back and they welcomed him back to the family easily. He came back and they were like, "Have a seat. There it is, my guy." And he was back in the family, right? No, that's not what happened.
He was part of the crew.
Is that what happened? Let me know if I'm wrong. If I misread the scene,
Hey.
let me know.
That wasn't an important part of the movie.
Oh, that was an important part. Okay.
I got about hey chat. Make sure you vote for mine because I'm ill.
Hey,
You're already disqualified. You already been disqualified.
You ill, all right.
Danny,
You
ill,
literally
all
got
right.
3 movies in
Danny,
there.
I literally
ill,
just
all right.
out there on that island with you, man. Don't do me like that.
I know,
See?
right?
See?
This man was backing your ludicrous statement up.
right.
I'm
You're
still not
like,
voting for his movies.
no.
I'm still not voting for his movies. I refuse.
You ain't got to vote for my movies, but don't play me.
See how did he turn
Yo,
on you?
I'm out of
That's
here.
not family.
That was
That's
quick.
not family.
That's not family. That's not
That was a
That was not family. That was not
that was a
family.
quick turn. He
Right.
literally not 5 minutes after he
you John
swore
Cena.
for him.
You John Cena.
And he wearing your H-Way hat. And he wearing your H-Way hat.
That was
Another
like a
thing,
shield turn right there. That was a
Another
shield
thing,
heel
though.
turn right there.
Nah,
He took a chair to
another
your
thing
back.
about
He
Fast
was
and the
like-
Furious. They supposed to have been about family this whole time, and it took us 9 movies to find out that he had a literal brother. Like, how
Hey
is that?
man, he told him to get gone, and he was gone. We ain't need to know about that.
Told him to
fool.
go.
Bruh.
He said we don't
Hey,
recognize
hey,
you around here. He killed
A
his
whole
daddy.
blood brother in prison
Hey,
and never
He
mentioned
killed
it.
his
for
daddy.
9
Hey man,
movies.
it took us 2 movies to find out. You know what I'm saying? Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker daddy. They ain't mentioned that in the first movie, so I guess that don't matter neither, huh?
Great
There's a
point,
difference
Kevin.
between
That
2
man
movies
ain't
and
never
9, though.
lied.
Come on, dog.
hey,
There's a
Come on,
difference between
dog.
2 movies and 9. Come on now.
Man,
I
Thank
just
you,
said, hey, listen, man, he was dead to him. He was the
Javon.
definition of dead to him.
thank you for letting me come on y'all show and wild out with y'all. I've got to
Yeah, of
bang out of
course.
here. It's always, as always, it's been fun. Thank
Hey
you,
man,
Scott.
we appreciate
Please
you
vote for my
coming
list.
through.
Later, Mike.
Later. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Yeah.
dog.
Y'all make sure
You
that
see
you
how Danny dip out so fast? That's because he do
Mhm.
his ludicrous.
man,
Oh, cool.
he knew what he was saying was nonsense, bro. Just like Dexter being #1 villain on TV in TV history. Like, what? Come on, bro. You could have put anything up there and you picked Dexter Morgan as your #1 TV villain of all time. Come on, man. God,
But
dog.
see, that's my thing. That's the only reason I brought that up to you, Morgan, is because the same logic he's using for Dexter is the same logic that you're using for Walter White. And that's why I'm like, neither of them should count.
There's a way better argument for Walter White being a villain than Dexter. If you Google it right now,
I'm not
if you
saying that
Google it
there's
right
not
now,
an argument for him. I'm just using the point that he is by definition an anti-hero.
Yeah,
Walter White?
Yes.
He's an anti-hero.
Just like
I disagree.
Dexter. Dexter is an anti-hero.
I disagree.
You don't think Dexter is an anti-hero?
Who is Walter White trying to help?
Well, initially, see, here's the thing. Initially, it's like he's trying to help his family and himself, right? Is that not
true?
You
said that last part.
No, he was trying to help himself by he was paying for chemo, wasn't he at the time? He was paying for the chemo and everything. So he was
doing illegal things.
We was rooting for him.
Time out.
You're right, but that's because he was a protagonist, just the same as we rooting for Dexter. But he is not. To me, what makes somebody a villain is the mechanizations of why they're doing what they're doing.
Right.
Especially once you get to a place where you don't have to do it. And Walter multiple times was faced with not having to do it, but he was driven by different things the entire time. And the deeper you get into the show, the more it's revealed that it was nothing. Dexter never made any illusions about why he was doing what he was doing. Not to mention, Dexter had a past trauma he had a past trauma that led him there in the first place, just like his brother had, right?
But now correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't remember. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
He could have got this dude killed, and he didn't, right?
Who, Jesse?
Jesse.
Yes.
He allowed for Jesse to leave, right?
Yes. Jesse was out on his own for a period of time.
Right. So like he did things that weren't totally self-serving throughout his journey. He did do a lot of things that were very self-serving. I'm not called, like, I think you think I'm talking about it, you think I'm calling him a hero. And I'm not trying to call him a hero. But what I'm saying is, if you're using like the term villain, like to me, a villain is like Cersei. Cersei did a lot of things that could be considered not self-serving. She was really for her family. She was about her family, right? Cersei. She was about her family. That's all she cared about was her family. She didn't care about her son.
She used that as a ruse, bro. She
didn't care about her son. She didn't care about her brother.
She cared about Joffrey, but Joffrey was in place so that
she didn't care about her daughter.
Yes, once she was gone, but
that's not
they
true.
Were pawns. They were pawns to her power, especially Joffrey, especially Brandon. When Brandon was ruling, it was she was fine with it because Tywin was willing to put Joffrey in the throne because he was their blood, right? He was their blood. Even he knew what was going on with his kids, right? That's their blood, though. So at least it's one of ours. As long as Tywin could control him, it was fine. When he got to a place where he couldn't control him, then that was a problem. But Joffrey was going to self-destruct himself, and the person that made Joffrey who he was his mom. Cersei caused that. Joffrey was not like that in the beginning. When he was running around with Sansa and courting her, he was not the person that he ended up becoming, a sadistic bastard that was raping people and doing all kinds of nonsense. He did that because when he got in trouble, Cersei did everything she could to breathe a perfect image of white privilege that's ever existed. That's what Cersei was, and she put that on Joffrey, and that's what made Joffrey so terrible. Ramsay had more of an excuse than Joffrey did to be terrible. Joffrey got made to be terrible. He didn't have a reason to be that terrible outside of the fact that his mother raised him to be that way. She was the villain in that regard. She did the same thing with Brandon.
I'm not saying that she's not a villain. I literally have her as number one on my list. I'm just making the point that what Walter was doing initially started out from an altruistic point of view. It was he wanted to make sure his family was taken care of. Now, yes, as he went down the rabbit hole, he started to do more and more bad things. But within the context of the story, he was the anti-hero. It wasn't until, honestly, let's be real, later seasons where you were like, nah, this dude is the bad guy.
Yeah.
And even then, at the end, the last season, they reeled it back a bit to instead of making him a full-on villain.
Bad guy, yeah.
He wasn't a great guy, but I don't look at him as being the villain or a villain.
I have just as much sympathy, if not more, for Gus than I do Walter White.
Which is weird because Gus was literally like, I will kill your daughter.
Right.
Your baby daughter.
But he was only doing that as a He had no intention on actually doing it. He would have done it if he
You
had
don't think
to.
he would have
But
killed?
Gus
You don't think he would have did it?
Morgan, stop.
I said he would have
Morgan.
done it if he had to, but Walt would do the same thing.
Walt would. I
We
don't think
watched
Walt
Walt-
would have killed.
we
watched
Walt
Walt
wouldn't have
blow.
killed no kid, dude.
Yeah, Walt wouldn't have killed no kid.
Walt wouldn't have killed no kid. Honestly, he
Oh,
didn't
you
even really-
you forgot about it putting the rice in? You forgot
Huh?
about it putting the rice in that
Look
in
at my
Jesse's
backpack.
girlfriend's
It's right
son's
on the
joint?
ledge, right?
Oh,
You forgot about the rice and poison, huh?
The rice and poison. He didn't kill a kid though.
he ain't kill a kid
The
though.
kid is the one that took the ricin. And then we found out later that he did it on purpose.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You forgot,
What,
didn't you?
I forgot about the little kid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, man, I'll take that back.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
They
It's been a
both
minute
evil.
since I watched the show. I got to be.
That's what I'm
perfectly
saying. They
honest.
both
It's been
like
a long
they
time.
both evil.
Like I said, all I'm saying is Walt will go to great lengths to do whatever it took for him at the expense of his family. He showed it multiple times. Now, he started out saying that it was for his family, but he was using his family as a crutch. What mattered is him and the things that he lost in his life and the parts of himself that he kept giving away for the good of whatever else. Like, again, he lost that business with his friend. His friend became a millionaire, right? His friend became a millionaire and made all of this money, and his wife was there, and him and his friend's wife used to have a thing, but that
But you
used to
also-
bother him.
But you
They
also
used to
got
bother
to
him.
remember, the writers did a really good job of putting him in positions to keep having to do to make the what do you call it? The
To break bad. I mean, that's
well,
the
to
reason
make
the show
to
is-
make drugs and make money.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, but
remember,
he
he had reached points where it was like, all right, he had enough, and then he ended up having to be in he had to be in cahoots with certain people to keep doing it, or he was going to get killed.
But when
So
that
the
happened,
writers did a good job of making him, of kind of pushing him to the point where, yeah, you got to do this.
but when that happened, right? Like him and Jesse had gotten to a certain point, and then they met Tuco, and when that happened, Jesse definitely wanted out, but then it became a thing where Walt was like, "We've got the best product out here. We can't stop. You can't. You don't want to stop." And then he kept goading Jesse. He literally gave Jesse drugs. Walt did so many things during that show.
I'm not disagreeing with you
there's
though.
no
Right? I'm not
redeeming this
disagreeing
guy.
with you. I'm not
Yeah,
disagreeing with you.
Walt, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if you make multiple actions throughout the trail of this entire show that show that this dude is about himself and doing these things for the thing that made that.
But that's why. But once again, everything you're saying is exactly why I don't understand how you don't agree with Danny.
I'm not saying I'm not saying Dexter can't be viewed as a villain.
Because if you're saying that Dexter went out of his way to keep doing something he knew was bad, right? And he kept going down the rabbit hole, and he kept going down the rabbit hole, and he did things that he like killing his sister. I've never watched Dexter. I'll be perfectly honest with you. But
See, that's
from
what I'm saying.
from what y'all telling me, this is
No.
I'm only going off of what y'all saying. Like if he
So that's what I'm
did
trying
things
to-
and killed people,
That's
like-
what I'm trying to explain to you. So
Why can't-
Dexter's brother was a serial killer too. Dexter was found when he was a baby. Like his dad was not actually his dad. When he was a baby, he was found in a one of those shipping containers that you hold cards and stuff in that go on ships, like those really big crates. He was found in there, and somebody had cut his mom up into pieces, and he was found crying in the blood of it. The cop that came to get him out of there is the one that took him in and taught him. He saw that Dexter had these violent impulses early on in his life, so he taught him the code. He taught him the code of like if to help control these impulses, these are the things that you have to do in order to do that, because it's one or two things. You could do that, or you, I guess, send them to some type of psych ward or whatever. I don't know. But the point is, the reason that Dexter to me is different from Walt is because Walt had no code. He was his own code. Dexter at least the people. So it's like I'm trying to think of somebody that we I guess the most heroic version of doing this would be like if you know there's a serial killer out there and you catch the serial killer, and like we talked about this with Batman.
Yeah, but hold on. Can I say
catch
this
the
though?
serial killer, do you turn him over to the police instead of you just killing the serial killer for trying to kill somebody?
Yeah, but
like you catch somebody in the act. Yes, so that's the thing with Dexter is he called it his dark passenger. He was always going to have that urge.
Well, hold on, though. But if you're saying that, well, he's got an urge to kill. Like an urge to kill ain't a good thing.
It's
like,
not. And it's
like, I agree. Like if you're like, oh man, I got to kill something. Like I got to do something. Let me get. That's like, like no, I mean that's like saying the only way I can deal with, like I'm a pedophile. The only way I can deal with being a pedophile is I'm gonna date this girl right when she turns 18, and then I'm gonna deal with her for like a year, and then
but just to go off,
you know what I mean? Like yeah, you got a code to do it, but you still like. You know what I'm saying? Like you still.
But all of us have impulses that we have to control that ain't necessarily good.
Dude,
all of
us. But ain't none of them like murdering like,
people. Like,
yeah, like. But just to go
I have an impulse to eat sugary products. That ain't gonna kill nobody.
I know. No, go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead.
No,
Kevin.
but like more like just to kind of like go off of what you said. Like if I saw a serial killer in the act of killing somebody and like I had to stop him by any means necessary, that's one thing. I didn't know this dude was a serial killer, tracked him while he killed more people, and then finally decided to say, okay, this is my time to, release my urge and kill this man.
But if both of y'all are serial killers and you're ultimately taking a serial killer off the board, your entire purpose is to make sure that this person, your purpose for doing it is to feed your urge. The second purpose is to take this person off the earth so they can't hurt somebody else. Because the other part of this was the fact that he wanted to make sure that the person couldn't continue to kill innocent people. He was trying to stop him killing innocent people.
But it's okay for me to do it.
Huh?
But if I'm Dexter, I'm going to take him off the board to make sure he doesn't kill people. But it's okay for me to do it.
If you're stopped, that's what I'm saying. So the reason that Dexter's such an amazing character and the reason why that show worked is because you were rooting for Dexter and didn't want to. You like that. That's what made it.
Yeah, but you can make the same argument for Breaking Bad, though.
Yeah,
I don't think there were. So in the beginning, when he had cancer in the beginning, you were rooting for him. You know what I'm saying? You were rooting for him to do something, and then when he first started selling the drugs, it was like, Dag, I hope he can balance this with his family. Dag, I hope he can whatever. And again, the deeper the show goes, the more you see who Walt actually is. In the beginning, they're only dealing with his cancer, and you feel bad for him. But the longer you watch the show, the more you get to see Walt and know who Walt is.
No,
I
get you. I watched the show. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, we agree.
Dexter was not a bad person. He had that urge, and he had some type of mental. You know how we talk about mental
justification for murder.
No, mental. Do we
being a serial killer? He's a serial killer.
Yes, but serial killers they study serial killers' brains to say that whether or not they have chemical imbalances. They're still studying that stuff for a reason. Okay. It's not like they're wired like everybody else.
But it's not like he was getting therapy. You know what I mean? Like he's saying, "Hey,
he was in therapy at a point,
but he was still killing folk. Apparently,
so
yeah. But he was fighting the urge. The entire time that show was going on, he was fighting the urge.
It doesn't sound like he was fighting the urges. It sounds like he was fighting the urge.
But you admit that you didn't watch the show.
I just said it does.
So I'm telling you what happened from me watching the show.
No, but I don't understand when you say he fought the urge, but then you're telling me that he's killing dudes.
When Dexter,
so not really fighting the urge.
In short, Dexter was a crackhead, and his crack was murdering people.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Okay, But he got to points during the show where he was like, I can't keep doing this. And the reason was because he wanted Dexter he was a sociopath. He had an issue with connecting with people. He had a real issue with that. Even his own son. He really dealt with that for seasons where he wanted to be
Walter White was the same. Walter ended up being a sociopath. Absolutely.
Yeah, but again, Dexter and Walt are not built the same, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not saying they're built the same. I'm not saying I'm built the same. I'm just talking about from the standpoint of being once again, neither of them should be on your list, in my opinion. Neither of them should be on the list.
I disagree.
I'm only saying why you disagree with Dexter.
So Negan shouldn't be on your list either.
Why?
Because Negan,
I know
Negan
they made him like a good guy-ish.
Because Negan had a backstory, right?
Hold on.
Did you saw season 9?
No. I only know Negan from the comic books, but I know they hold on,
Okay.
hold on, man, hold on. But I did watch a few episodes into that season, and he was the villain. Now
Yeah.
No
they
question
did
about
switch over, but it's the same conversation we had about Magneto last week. Magneto was a villain, and you can consider him one of X-Men's top 5 villains,
100%.
but now he is. You understand me, right?
I love Magneto.
Okay, cool. So you understand how I can say Negan was one of the worst villains.
I'm
but
not saying
now
he wasn't.
He's not.
Yes, but that's my point about Walt. Walt, you could say, okay, we were rooting for Walt at a point, but you also have to fully accept he was.
I'm not
definitely a villain.
disagreeing with you. If you want to have him on your list, cool.
You just said it shouldn't be on the list.
No, I
That's
said
what we're
neither
talking about.
Dexter nor yours would be on my list. Is what I'm saying.
I know,
That's what I said.
But that's
So
what
I'm
saying is,
hold on. And what I'm saying is, I don't understand how you can be okay with Walter White and not be with Dexter. That's all I'm saying.
because I watched both shows.
Okay.
So from me watching both shows, it's very clear. If I had to pick between which person's the worst person and which one had the worst motivations, Walter was definitely worse than Dexter. Dexter had more reason.
But do you consider Dexter a villain? Is the question.
I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
No, I mean, because to me, let me be honest. I listen to true crime podcasts, right? And there's plenty of times I've listened to stuff. There's plenty of times I've listened to stuff that happens on the true crime podcast, and I'm like, bruh, there should literally be a whole force of people who go find these people and kill them. We don't need prison. We don't need jail. We don't need none of that. Go murder that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like the only reason that I'm against the death penalty is because this country is racist. You know what I'm saying? And there are going to be a lot of innocent black people that die if we just let the death penalty go willy-nilly. Because we know there's more, the percentage of people on death row right now is far higher for black people than it is, even though the same crimes are committed.
Absolutely.
We know we get double the time. That's the reason I cannot go before the death penalty. But am I for if you know for a fact somebody has killed somebody and has no remorse about it, am I fine with you going ahead and firing squatting them boys or stoning them to death or all of that? I am. I mean, I don't,
Yeah, but then you run into the same issue. You run into the same issue on why the death penalty. This is why I'm not really big on superheroes that kill, because if there's a finality to murder, and that if you might be killing somebody who, if you gave them a second chance, maybe they make something of their lives, or maybe you killed the wrong person because go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, which is a great conversation about the reason Punisher was doing what he was doing versus Daredevil was doing what he was doing.
Right.
They both was addicted to what they was doing, and in the grand scheme of things, there's a spectrum. They both were right, but of course,
I agree.
I'm not sure if I would say that Punisher was right. I don't.
I'm not saying, but what I'm saying is like, because see, Daredevil, like, it's kind of like, it's how I say, it's like Daredevil got the nerve to tell Punisher he need to stop when Daredevil was not going to stop.
And driven by the same
he was
thing.
saying, he was telling him to stop killing.
But it's like, stop killing, but essentially, like, at the end of he was still a vigilante. Like, even though he was a killer, they were going to label him a vigilante, like a murdering vigilante.
Right, but I know which argument you're talking about. The argument when they were on the rooftop and they were going back and forth. That argument was about killing. Like, he was specifically saying, "I don't kill people because that person deserves another chance," and that's what, and because that person is a person and he's a human being and he might have a shred of goodness. I'm telling you, I literally just binge watched Daredevil.
I did too.
I get what you. No. I'm saying that's why it's
saying.
fresh in my head. And that's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. It's
that's why for me, and I'm only talking for me. That's why I don't really do well writing heroes that kill, because in my mind, like, that's the easy way out. It's the coward's way out. It's easier to kill somebody than to stop them without murdering them and make sure and give them a chance for redemption. So, me and Morgan, we had this conversation before. Me and Morgan literally had like a 2-3 hour long conversation about Batman and not killing and everything like that. And
which I hear it, but it's like Now we're not going to talk about Batman because like we could go into every medium.
That's a whole
That's a whole can of worms. But
yeah.
Let's ixnay superheroes for a second.
Mm-hmm.
In a situation, in a life or death situation, where you're dealing with somebody that's killing like a loved one of yours,
mm-hmm.
you're going to do everything in your power to make sure they don't do that.
Right? Yes. But that to me is okay. Let me put it to you this way. If my family is being attacked, right, and like the man's got a gun and I'm able to wrestle and I'm wrestling with the gun. And we're back and forth, and I'm able to turn the gun back on him. That's like a matter of survival. I don't have the skills necessary to disarm this individual. I might not be strong enough to disarm this individual, hold him down, and wait for the police to come. That's to me different. That's my family is there. This man has a gun. He is the immediate threat. I need to take him out. Right now, if I'm Batman. And I know 50-11, martial arts, and I got a whole damn arsenal around my waist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have multiple ways to not kill this person. If I'm Daredevil and I'm a master ninja, and you know what I'm saying? I know pressure points and all that other stuff. I should be able to take this man out real easy. But it's like,
and just to kind of like, I don't want to say back you into a corner, for lack of better words, it's kind of like it still doesn't prove Daredevil or Batman right, because like crippling them is not the answer neither. Like yeah, you'll have a second chance crippled.
Yeah. Well, I don't like when they write Batman and Daredevil that way anyway. Like I'm not a fan of overly brutal Batman. I don't like overly brutal Batman because to me, you defeat the purpose of what Batman should be. Batman should be he should be better than the police. His tactics should be better because he's a vigilante.
Okay.
Like if you're going to operate outside the law, you need to operate outside the law so well that the police like literally are like, well, I mean, he ain't really hurt nobody, but when they make Batman brutal, you're just doing the Punisher all over again.
Okay. But like, just to kind of bring it full circle, but it's like, essentially Daredevil, Batman, Afro Avenger, Ace, whatever the reason is, it's in their DNA. That's their addiction that they're trying to deal with because they haven't dealt with past trauma. But it's like it's my thing is like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's easy to say somebody is doing something the wrong way when that's the only way, that's their outlet of how to
I agree.
deal with it. But like I hear what you're saying about Batman though. You're right. Batman is trained enough to the point where he shouldn't have to it shouldn't be a blood drop nowhere.
Yeah,
but that's how they should write him, in my opinion.
Right.
Like if you're writing him where he's crippling dudes and he's taking dudes out by the spine and everything, to me, you're writing Batman wrong. To me.
So you just basically don't like Frank Miller at all.
I think Frank Miller is a different type of Batman because if you remember, even the Batman Year One, he's not super brutal. Like I remember in the movie, in the book, he does like a pressure point and takes a dude out with a pressure point. Like he's not like breaking people's spines. Facts. It isn't until Dark Knight Returns that he's talking about a different Batman, an older Batman who can't do the things that he did when he was younger. So he resorts to more brutal tactics to do it. So that to me, that's not like a mainstream Batman. It's a different type of Batman. But if you're talking about regular mainstream Batman, that dude shouldn't be like breaking spines or nothing because you're that good of a fighter. You shouldn't have to do that, especially when you talk about like drug dealers around the block.
But it's like, but then where do you fall? Like, I guess just to kind of like
like I tell you, my character Heat, I try not to make him overly brutal, and he doesn't kill. I know in one of my stories he has a weak moment. He has a Will Smith moment where he does something that's like brutal,
right?
But it's one of the things that he kind of it weighs on him. Every story it weighs on him, and he remembers the lesson that he did from that incident and what he shouldn't do. and he's striving to be better than that because it's all about power. And if you have enough power, you need to act accordingly, which is one of the reasons I like Superman. Superman shouldn't be breaking nobody's bones. He shouldn't have to. Like, he shouldn't have to kill anybody.
I don't disagree with that. I very much so. So the dividing line for me is always, it's the God complex. Like when people say you can't play God.
That too.
As far as deciding who gets to live and die. But there are plenty of instances in our lives where it doesn't really apply. And if you look at it biblically, there are definitely provisions in the Bible that's like, I mean, if the nigga in your house, you do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? There's provisions in the Bible.
Yeah, but do you see the difference? That person's coming to you.
But okay. But I'll keep it a band just quickly on the Bible tip. It'll be something I circle back to once I start the other show. I make a joke about this all the time, but imagine being in Jericho. You minding your mother freaking business in your city, chilling, eating, wilding out, dancing, doing whatever. And next thing you know, it's niggas outside of your walls blowing shofars and walking outside of your city talking about it's their city. They about to come take it. And you living there minding your business, but now these people telling you they getting ready to come take your city. Then they blow the shofars for 7 days and come in and they take your city over. You get taken over. Everything you know is just changed in a moment because God said so.
Yeah, but once again, you're using instances that are far away from what we're talking about. Like using the instance of somebody comes to my house or wartime is different than a vigilante going out and searching out individuals. Like it'd be all right. I'll give you an example. Like if I'm Daredevil and I'm going out and I see somebody trying to rape a girl, I'm skilled enough that I should be able to swoop in, whoop him down, and wrap him up and then call the police and they'll come get him and she go about her business and he goes to jail. Because he's just a dude and I'm skilled enough to be able to handle it. If Batman is supposed to be the best martial artist.
In Javon's argument, Morgan, so it's essentially you're an adult. If a 12-year-old with a knife came up to you trying to rob you, you should be able to take him out without leaving like real lasting damage.
I'm gonna be honest.
Forget knife. If a 12-year-old roll up on you trying to get you with nothing, are you gonna kill that kid or are you just gonna mush him out the way and go about your business? No, you just gonna get out of my face, little man. Like you know what I'm saying?
I tell you, if a 12-year-old roll up on me with a knife,
I mean, I'm gonna give
you very stern warnings. But if you come to with that knife, I'm gonna F you up.
If he could be half your size, you probably punch that kid, and knock him out. You ain't got to kill a kid. But that's my point though. It's about punching. You know what I mean? It's punching.
Of course, there's restraint. So I brought in a biblical example because I was saying I think the dividing line is always the God complex of deciding when something is.
I'm saying now. Like I'm not saying nobody should kill another individual. That's not what I'm saying. Right. I'm saying
I understand what you're saying. If you're superiorly skilled, I understand that you're saying if you're superiorly skilled and you have the option to be able to dispatch of somebody or stop somebody without harming them, you should. I don't disagree with you on that.
Right.
What I said is I think the dividing line usually comes down to usually when people are having that conversation and the moral part of that conversation is you like the second chance thing. I think Danny was talking about it to Kevin. Somebody was talking about the second chance thing. Like that person deserves a second chance. Right. But then there's also the side, the view of it from the victim side. Right. It really depends on which way you're looking at the same issue. So if you're looking at it from the perspective of if you're the victim in the situation that's being victimized, you're not going to look at it the same way as the person that's doing the victimization or the people that are outside trying to stop that victimization. But when it comes to the God question, or like should this person live or die, there's no way to know that. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the fact that it either happened or it didn't. Just like in a war, like you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been plenty of wars fought all over the world, and like, okay, with Germany and the Nazis, maybe some of those Nazis didn't really want to go. Now we know for fact, okay, if we're gonna keep it a band, we know for fact there were Germans that weren't really down with the Nazi party like that, but they had to go along to get along or die. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say no, but you're gonna die. There are people that, you know what I'm saying, like, if you grew up in a town where half the town is Ku Klux Klan, and you don't think black people are all that bad, but you better not say it. You know what I'm saying? You say it out loud, you're gonna be the next person getting gone. Like, there's but in the world's view, all Nazis are bad. If you wear
but in that instance, if you meet up with old boy who doesn't really want to do it, doesn't really want to be a Nazi, but if old boy got a gun pointed at you, then it's a matter of survival, because you guys are both on it's an even playing field, because
but
it's essentially
what drove you there. I'm talking about what.
Yeah, but I don't. But that, to me, once again, you're using wartime in a wartime instance. In a wartime instance doesn't equal like the conversation we're having about a vigilante. A vigilante is somebody, number one, going outside of the law. Like, let's keep it 100. If the Ace Blade should be, if you really want to, stop crime, you need to become a cop or FBI agent or something like that. And then you're doing it from a legal standpoint. Then if you end up in face to face with a killer and they got a gun, you have the legal right to use lethal force if you feel that you are being threatened. But if you're going outside of the law, and I use this argument, and this argument works for Batman, and I know people hate it, but whatever. Like, at some point, it's like the Punisher. At some point, Punisher was just like, that dude's got drugs. I'm gonna kill him. I don't have time to figure out what's his family backstory, or he's gonna sell drugs to somebody. He literally kills people. He just kills anybody who just happens to be there. The same argument that you made about the Ku Klux Klan dude. You could have one of the dudes that we know about gangs and how people get initiated into gangs, and sometimes they don't want to still be there, but they got to be there, or they're gonna get their butt kicked or killed. Punisher kills those people. He don't give a damn. And that's why you don't have the vigilante kill everybody, because that individual might have the opportunity to turn their life around and get out of this situation all they're doing is getting their butt kicked and going to jail. Actually, there's a great example of that in the last Batman movie.
Which Batman? Well,
in the Batman. Remember in the beginning of the movie? Yeah, remember in the beginning of the movie?
Yes,
where old boy was like, they were pushing Holmes to rob that dude at the beginning of the movie, and he didn't want to do it. And Batman came in. I get it.
Hey, y'all, listen, man. I'm about to get up out of here.
I gotta get off too.
All right, bro.
It's been cool.
Yeah, we can do that debate at any point in time. But
y'all be good. I gotta go.
We appreciate everybody coming through and listening. Of course, we'll be back next Tuesday. Don't know what the topic is, but we'll make sure we post it in the group when we come up with it. Kevin, appreciate you for coming through. I want to make sure I hit that link one more time before I close out, so y'all can see the link in there for that and for Fishes. So we got the link for Afro Avenger. He's dropping a new project tomorrow that'll be available online. So go pick that up, and make sure you hit this link for Mr. Fish. Make sure I put that in the chat so y'all can just grab it. Y'all can get that. But I want to make sure y'all check that out before we get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for listening as usual. Y'all let me know if you got any topic ideas. You can always hit me in my messenger, and we'll get to it and put it in the mix and let you know whether we're gonna do it next week. We don't already have next week set, so just hit us up and let us know, and we'll go from there. Appreciate y'all. Till next week, y'all stay peaceful.